He said, are gifted. Woo! Are we live? I hope it is. I haven't got my echo yet, but good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Good afternoon. Wild day once again. I know. So, long story short, what's ended up happening, it was one of those small days, and then we moved very slowly, but now it's a little big. And there was a couple of comments here about China. Trump said that all of the info in the morning was wrong and that he had a meeting with China. So somebody's lying somewhere. We didn't get too many crazy rumors, but slow melt up, earnings after the bell, and now the last 30 minutes, there's been an aura of chasing or people like, oh, we got to get, so like we talked about, uncomfortable and the tantrum, even to the upside. I can't remind you guys enough, man. Please be safe. Please be careful. Everybody, right now, it's the fog of war, bro. There's a lot of competing stuff, and I don't think we're safe or out of the woods just yet, you know? So just head on a swivel. We'll see what happens, but now we could get into PHILO, baby. So welcome. I hope y'all feeling good. Oh, you're going to need to give me a second. I got to go get a carbo. I got to do a lot, baby. But please hold.
So those are obviously different.
Okay, I'll be right back.
It's still problematic for the
God
U.S.
bless
economy.
America.
We're not close. If you think we're not close to a U.S. Russia agreement on Ukraine, we're even farther from a U.S.-China breakthrough on tariffs and trade. And of course, part of that is because so much of these 100 agreements that are being negotiated by the Secretary of Treasury, by others around the world, include how do you get China out of your supply chain? How do you engage more with the Americans in an anti-China trade bloc? Well, I mean, it's not like the Chinese are going to react positively to that, right? So even when we do have direct talks between the U.S. and China, and we do start talking about moving tariffs from a level that high-level Chinese officials now consider a joke, and I've heard that directly, to one where maybe there is some trade happening, maybe it's not a full embargo and decoupling, we're very, very far from normalization and the status quo ante. I don't think we can get there, frankly. I don't think that pre-Liberation Day U.S.-China relations are again on offer with this administration.
All right, we'll leave it there. Ian, thanks for your time.
Sure.
Ian Bremmer with Eurasia Group and G0 Media. My next guest says even if there are any near-term resolutions on the tariff front, the damage has already been done to the economy. Let's talk more about what that should mean for investors. Drew Mattis is the chief market strategist at MetLife Investment Management. Drew, it's good to have you here. Again, we've seen a much more optimistic tone in the market the past couple of days. Is it possible they're gaming this thing out to a better outcome than those who are worried about emptying store shelves and recession are sort of seeing?
Well, so I think there's two things. First of all, yes, you can game out a better outcome because China's not the only game in town, right? I mean, it's the game we're talking about, but there are lots of other large countries. There's a lot of movement potentially among other countries. And if we can see some trade deals done where it becomes obvious that the administration is willing to move towards better trade deals with other countries, that'll actually put kind of a level of confidence back into the marketplace. The real challenge, though, is in the near term is that once you kind of stress people out, it takes a long time for them to unstress. And so for people who are invested in equities who saw a lot of volatility in their wealth in the last couple of weeks, those people are probably not going to be really confident to spend any of that wealth that has been accumulating over the years while they wait to see how permanent the actual equity market gains are. And so our concern really is that those upper income workers who have been kind of leading the economy forward are going to begin to retrench. And when they retrench, everyone's going to suffer for it.
Because we often watch for signs of weakness in the lower end consumer and things like that when the economy's cracking. But when we've talked about the white collar recession, and even going back to 2022 and that kind of thing when we had the tech slowdown. But you're saying, if high income people who have a high propensity to spend, if they're the ones pulling back because of their wealth loss and what they perceive to be happening internationally, that itself could slow the rest of the economy.
Exactly. I mean, we had already seen before the tariff situation, lower income workers beginning to pull back, saying that they were more stressed, less likely to be able to make their credit card payments and other debt payments. So we had already seen weakness there, and a lot of that had to do with very low hours worked in the economy. So workers were getting paid more per hour, but they were seeing their hours get reduced, and that was creating stresses among lower income workers. And now we have a stressor for upper income workers. And so the consumer is facing a lot of problems. And then, of course, you have corporate investment, which is really kind of at a very strange point right now, because where do you invest? Where's safe to invest? And what are you investing for? You know, are you investing because you expect tariffs to be 20%, or you expect tariffs to be 10%, or you expect tariffs to get completely reduced? It's very difficult to figure out where to put your money and what the potential return on that investment is if you're a corporate executive.
So finally, what did you make of the durable goods report this morning? You know, this huge surge in aircraft orders, which is temporary good news, but then what? And how many more reports should we expect like that?
Well, it's a huge surge in orders, but shipments are what they are because it takes a long time for all these things to play out. If you want to take the positive side of the argument, it is that they do not expect the tariffs are going to be long lasting, right? And, you know, one of the key metrics I would look at just going forward is, you know, if the market is behaving, let's put it this way, if the dollar is doing okay, then the market likes what they're hearing. If the dollar is weakening, then the market's not liking what they're hearing, because everything is so tied up with trade and trade negotiations that really the dollar can be the key signal for people to watch going forward.
All right. And what would you say that signal is? How would you handicap it?
You want to see dollar strength, because dollar strength means U.S. economic strength, and U.S. policy is perceived globally as being good for U.S. growth. And so the more dollar strength you see, as much as people don't, you know, people want a weaker dollar to kind of boost U.S. exports, you want to see a strong dollar because it suggests that our policies are the correct ones for leading to higher levels of growth.
It's so ironic because a stronger dollar, like,
yo, bro, rookie, bro, it's funny because I was about to do the PHILO clap, and then I was gonna gently correct you and be like, yo, man, just do whatever you want, but I was just gonna tell you, just don't mess around, bro. You know, I've been really nice to people, and I mean too, and I get that some people may not know me or get used to it, but yeah, just stop playing around, bro. That's what I was saying. I genuinely was about to be you know, to give you the thing, but you just fired 5 of these non-serious ass comments off. You see what I'm saying, bro? I'm not gonna mess with you. That's all. But everybody else, I got some good things for you today. So I'm very, very excited. It's been a good day. It's been a good fucking week, man. What the fuck? Oh, yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to PHILO. So, we, my friends, are going to talk about life, and we're going to talk about God. I might even read you the Bible. It's not for everybody. I do things very different, and I'm very comfortable with it too. And a lot of people in here are as well. So it's very simple. If you don't want this shit, that's fine, but you paid to be here. And we are not going to tolerate anything that is not stocks or on topic with our topic. So if you don't want to be a part of PHILO, don't be a part of it. Just shut your mouth. That's all you got to do. Welcome to the real world. That's what I do. You'd be surprised. But you don't have to say anything. That's okay. More power to you. I hope you take the info and make a lot of money. Other than that, if you don't care about it, just post stocks. If something big happens, I will adjust and we'll pause for a moment and we'll get to business as usual. So it's a lot of fun. And I don't know, man. I have so many things. And I'll just tell you, even that little example, because even yesterday, bro, I've had some people they seem so yeah, well, let's fuck around, let's mess around. And then I'm like, all right. And I just ban them like normal. It's nothing to me. I don't know if you guys realize. It's just, all right, we got to move on. That's how it is in our mind. I don't know if you've been here long enough, you know how it is. we're not really mad at anybody. We just got to move on, bro. That's all it is. So, but then again, some people are like, oh, how do I get unbanned? How do I do this? Like, just at the end of the day, I'm trying to give y'all grace, and especially some of you, I do have respect for you. So I'm not trying to ban you right away. But at the end of the day, man, just really think about what you want. And especially, and if stuff, even like a $5 membership is important to you, then really try to zone in, hone in. And like we talked about, lock in, take care of your responsibilities, do what you need to do without people telling you, and you'll be surprised how everything starts working in your favor. I'm dead serious. You would be shocked of how it all plays out. So that's a good little one, man. That's a very good little intro, but I have so many things. Today's a good one, bro. Today is a good one, bro. It is a very good philo, and I'm glad some of you have liked it, and thank you all for being here, man. And this is part of it. Like, this is something, man. The last, like, couple of weeks, I don't know. I've been realizing more. I've been learning more. And one thing I've got to learn is I have to learn how to give better. Because, my man, you guys don't get it, bro. I be seeing a lot. You know, like, even then, it's funny because, like, even right there, homeboy think I'm taking a piss. Dude, I'm staring at you. You guys don't get it. I'm everywhere, my brother. You would be surprised. And I see things, and I see what it is. And, like, bro, in the last, like, 2 weeks, I have seen people's situations, and I've seen them talk about it. And I just wanted to just, like I told you, bro, home was like, I wish I could take my girl there, bro. I just wanted to buy him the trip. I really did. I saw people just, you know, kind of reaching out in different ways, bro. And I really wanted to just help them. I really, really did, bro. And it's breaking my heart because I didn't. And I stopped myself. And this is what I've been learning, bro. Because when it's all said and done, I think I need to learn how to give the right way. This is something I think I've been blessed, and I know I have a responsibility to share it. And I think I have lived up to it, but I don't think I did it the right way. You know? Because what I did was I just gave it all away. You know what I'm saying? That was my problem. I was not giving people the opportunity to truly find themselves. You get what I'm saying? Why do you think I'm telling you? And I pray, listen, you guys don't, if you didn't listen to yesterday's philo, you guys, it's nothing to do with you or the internet. I don't give a fuck about the internet. I'm telling you, I see this in my own family. I see this with, why can't I get through to my own sister? Why do I have to watch her struggle when I know I could fix it? You see what I'm saying? And the only way I could ever help her is if I actually go and do it. It breaks my heart because I don't want to see people suffer, especially if I care about them. Right? That's why some of y'all, I don't know if you think I dislike you. I might just care about you more. And I'm like, dude, but I can't. It sucks watching people do something when you're like, I know I could do that. I could help you with that. We could stop all of this right now. But it doesn't help if you don't find yourself. You know that? All of you listening, every philo. I'm glad I inspired some of you in many ways because I hope if I ever gave you an example, it could be the example that you could be flawed and still progress. You could be flawed and you will not be perfect. Even with all of it, man, you can still move forward and you can find God. I believe that. And some people will disagree, but I hope that inspires you. You know, but at the end of the day, you do need to find yourself. You can't take my words. And I don't mean copy it and sell it. That's a different topic. I mean, like, you need it in your own heart, bro. I've been trying to say this. I've been trying to, but like, for real, you guys got to find your own truth. You got to find yourself. That's why, bro, because I'm like, dude, I wanted to like reach out and like offer so much to this, but then I'm like, if I do that, are they going to really go through and figure out what they really need, or is it just going to be a fake Band-Aid and then it doesn't fix anything? And then we're right back to the same problem. Or again, you go in, you could help somebody, but then now you just become that person instead. Do you know what I'm scared of? You know why I want to charge $5 for PHILO? Because the biggest mistake in the world would be if you thought you found God, but all you found was Josh. That's crap, dude. You know that? That's what I'm saying, bro. That's what happens to people. All of us. We stop at the man. You get what I'm saying? Because I had people in my life who helped me and showed me things. I wouldn't be here today without them. You get what I'm saying? But it's not like, oh, I found that. I used to think like that. And I was like, man, that person, bro. And I used to give them so much credit. And it doesn't mean that they didn't change my life. It doesn't. They did. But it's like, nah, but it was God, though. You know what I'm saying? And there was more to it. And I had to develop myself and find certain things. And that at the right moment was what I needed. And that paired up with what I did worked very well. But again, I slowed myself down by thinking it was a person and not the entity. Okay? So please, above all else, man, no matter what, and I know if you guys are going through stuff, bro, I'm rooting for you. And stay strong, all of you. Okay? And I say this because believe me, I just want to open the floodgates and help all of you with in any way I can. But I know that's not going to do anything. I know it'll make us all feel better for a little bit, and people, it'll give relief for a little bit, but it's not going to be real. And it won't mean nothing if you don't ever find yourself and put yourself through the fire, put yourself to the limit where you see the fucking pit of darkness and now you'll really know what light is. But if every time you get close to that, you get bailed out, it doesn't do anything. Sadly. So that's what I've been learning. I don't know. I thought I'd share that with you guys because I'm praying for you, That's what I'm saying too. And I'm rooting for you. And there's some of you doing great. Some of you, this isn't your great time. And I understand. And believe me, bro, I wish this was like WWF and you could just tap me in and I jump in the ring for you. But that's what I'm saying. I don't think it's going to teach you how to fight if I do that. And that's where we all together, bro. And that's why I'm saying, bro, you got to build up your brothers. That's why are you fucking talking shit to homeboy? Why we want to flex on each other? Go ahead. If that's what we want to do, let's do it. But at the end of the day, bro, we all got to go. We got to fight and we got to learn how to do it. And we got to learn to stay alive. And they want what's ours. And we're going to defend ourselves and do it with honor. And you could do that. But again, it requires the effort. We're going to walk away with a scar or two, my guy. You know what I'm saying? And I would hate to take away one of those scars. I don't want you to get hurt, but without that scar, you ain't going to learn something sometimes. So let's get it, man. Let's get it. So that's the first part, but I guess I'll remind you with another one, okay? Have you heard this before? Have you heard this? Here. Be anxious in nothing. Have you ever heard that phrase before? Be anxious in nothing. Oh, you've heard it. See? Bro, do you know what blows my mind? Look at that. Look at all of you guys who say no. There's no shame on you. I am so honored that I could expose you to this. You know why? Because I hear this and I'm like, here we go again. I've heard this my whole life. You know why? Because I grew up in a fucking Christian conservative family. And you know what I'm saying? I didn't value it. I've heard it my whole life. Meanwhile, some of you guys are just like, no, I've never heard that. That sounds new. Isn't that crazy? I'm glad. And again, hearing is all it takes sometimes. Yeah, it's Philippians. It's a Bible verse. And it says, be anxious in nothing, but in everything, prayer and supplication, with thanksgiving, let your requests be made known to God. That's the verse. Beautiful verse. I've heard it my whole life. A lot of people have. You've been in a church. You might have heard this in passing. Oh, yeah. Why do you think I'm telling you that? Because it's true. My brothers, be anxious in nothing. You get it? This whole don't wear yourself out. I don't get it. That's why. You guys don't see, we're going to have a blast, bro. You know what? Can I just tell you guys something? And you need to laugh with me. You know why? Because I want you to, it should be humorous. Especially if you gave into this a lot, you should laugh at yourself. That's what's helped me. That's helped me a lot in life, bro. You know that? I could laugh at myself. I hope you can too. You know? I used to be a dummy, bro. I look at videos too and I'm like, oh man, I'm a weirdo. It's okay. But I need to tell you this. Dude, you couldn't control the situation even if you wanted to. Come on. You realize that some of you are dealing with shit that, bro, even if you tried everything, you are trying to control something so desperately. You couldn't control it even if you wanted to, bro. And that's why I'm saying laugh, dude. You should laugh because it's like the guy's trying to pull out the sword, the King Arthur. You know what I'm saying? But this time it doesn't come out ever. And you should laugh at yourself. It's because it's humorous that we put ourselves in these scenarios and stress ourselves out and wear ourselves down trying to control things that even if we were the president or the pope, we would not be able to control it. Come on, brother. That's why you be anxious in nothing. That's what you need to do. You know, a Boeing headline on India. There it is. Fucking, we should have. Bro, Bradley Frizzle calls hit if you held. Yeah, Boeing says India took the planes, 10 of them, to acquire 10 planes rejected by China. I'm going to just stream alert it and then continue. Because we had the fucking early play, so I'm not chasing that. But that's what I wanted. I've said that for 2 weeks. But yeah, bro. Just stop trying to control things you can't control. And really be anxious, bro. You guys got to start realizing there's an element in life. And especially, bro, if something is weighing you down and racking your mind, whether it's trading or people, bro. Like, can I remind you? You should be anxious in nothing. There are some things you will never be able to control. That's okay. Give it to God. That's what it is. It's not your job. And I think this is very important. Because think about what we were talking about yesterday, bro. You got to be able to move without an answer all the time. You ain't going to do that being anxious or trying to control the things you can't control. That's why, bro, the other verse, you probably heard this before. You will get a peace that surpasses understanding. Have you ever heard about that before? Have you heard that before? You will receive a peace that will surpass understanding. That's what you are offered through the verse. Some of you have heard this, some of you have not. I've heard this my whole life. Right? And it's funny because I just got a new meaning from it. Because this whole time, bro, I think it was Paul. I thought Paul was like, oh, dude, this peace is so peaceful, you can't even understand it. I'm an idiot. You get what I'm saying? Like, you will receive a peace that surpasses understanding. Like, I always thought he was saying you will receive a peace that's like unfathomable. Are you following? Do you get what I'm saying? That was my initial view. Yeah. Let me read it to you again. You will receive a peace that surpasses understanding. Yeah, bro. You know what that means? That means you're going to be peaceful in moments that you can't understand. Not that the peace is unfathomable, but that you will still in your heart be peaceful in the moments of confusion. That's what it means. That's why you don't have to be anxious. That's why you don't control the things you can't control. You could still have peace in them. Do you get that? I explain, I could be peaceful. You may not understand it. It doesn't make sense. Why? That's why when you talk to some people every day in the chat, if I talk enough Jesus, you're going to say one person, they said, God killed my so-and-so. God, why did God take this away from me? Because they don't understand it. They can't. They can't control it, life and death. But then there's another person who's like, yeah, God gave me cancer. My whole family died. I love him and honor him. Praise God. Huh? You've never seen that? I have. I see it all the time in the chat. It's a very YouTube thing. For YouTube. That's what I've noticed. You talk enough God, you either get the people who have really been through hell, and they say, why did God do this to me? And then you have the people who have really been through hell, and they're like, praise God. Because there's some things we will never understand, bro. There's some things we will never truly get. Let alone there's guaranteed things we cannot control. You need to control yourself, compose yourself, and have peace, bro. There's more to life. And I promise you, this makes you a better worker. And I like that. You know that. I want to be a good worker. You know, that's the thing. I have a lot of things, but I'm a worker, as all of us are. If you're not a worker, I don't like you. I don't think we could relate. You see what I'm saying? There's people who don't think where all of us are designed to work. You know, it doesn't mean you work as an employee, but I'm just saying, like, work, bro. That's what our bodies are built for. Yeah, we're the ants, baby. Oh, I love it. So this makes you have a good job, bro. Run through life, smiling and frolicking. You need peace, and peace comes by letting go of the things you can't understand. Don't let the things you don't understand take your peace. All right? I got one more. I'm sorry. This is all just the intro. You know that? I got one more. These are just my notes. I might have to screenshot these and post it so you see how random it is. I just write one-liners down throughout the day. That's usually if I come across, I'll write it down, and then it sparks all these thoughts, and then I just talk to you guys. So there is one more. Because I had to talk to someone the other day, and I was, they're a hardworking person. That's why I say another person where I'm like, bro, I just want to step in and help right now. SMCI kind of ripping. Airbus North America head. Industry pushing for tariff relief. Okay, the front run SPY plays came back down. Same price I sold though, which is crazy. Yeah, watch SMCI. But like I said, man, I wish I want to, but I think you guys need to figure this out. But I had to talk. And I had to remind somebody about an old PHILO. Okay? I want you to all remember. Please don't forget this. Especially in whatever time you're in right now. Gifts can never be taken from you. Okay? If God gives you a gift, bro, no enemy can take it from you. I could guarantee that. They will not ever be able to take it from you. but they can talk you out of it. That's it. Gifts cannot be taken. They can only be talked out of. Don't forget that. That's why if you think the shit I'm saying, you're like, well, that's not reality. It's foo-foo. You're delusional. Oh, I know. I know, bro. But we don't have time to ruminate on all of this nonsense. We have to move, bro. You see what I'm saying? Why are we going to feed the voice trying to talk us out of something that is objectively good? Again, what is your goal? To be successful. You have a plan. Save money, grow money, protect yourself, your family. These are good things. Why would you talk yourself out of it? Again, you guys have talents and abilities. The long term, bro, you're only going to get talked out of it. You know that, right? I may have talked you into it. That means you could be talked out of it. What? Yeah. Well, don't forget that, okay? But now, let's get to the good one. Are you ready? I like this. Just practical life advice for you in a very easy to digest phrase. Are you ready for this? And and I've heard it today. And like I said, some of y'all, if this market gets difficult, I want you to figure this out now. My brother, I hope I could inspire you. And I don't want you to be inspired by the wrong things. I want you to be inspired by, bro, do whatever you want. Let's go. Turn down whatever. You get embarrassed, don't get embarrassed. Do what you need to do. Go in your own lane at your own pace. Fuck everybody else. I know, I'm sorry. Excuse my language. But that's how I feel. You guys got to really lock in like that, because you know why I'm telling you this? Don't be afraid. Don't be afraid to take a leap. Don't be afraid to invest in yourself, right? But also don't be afraid to call time out. Don't be afraid to say you're wrong. Don't be afraid to take a minute. That's okay. Do you see what I'm saying? You just stop worrying about that. Because here is the phrase for you. The longer you ride the wrong train, the more expensive it is to go home. There you go. Oh, yeah. Yeah. It's true. I mean, it is true. Think about it. Bro, if you got on the train right now, you went on a plane, and you got on the wrong plane, you're like, wow, I'm going in the wrong way. The longer you stay on the wrong train, bro, doesn't mean you won't ever go back, but it's going to cost you more to come back home. You go San Diego to LA, that's going to still cost you to come home. San Diego to New York, bro, is going to take a lot long. It's going to cost some more. Train, plane, whatever you want. You get the idea. The thing about a train is a lot like life, right? There's a track to a degree, and then there's a lot of mini stops, and it's here and there, but, anything. It's the general idea of travel. The longer you ride the wrong train, the more expensive it is to go home. I'm telling you right now, nobody is going to change their life off of only options. Promise you. That is the wrong train. Options are nice little first class room service on the train. But I promise you, the longer it takes you to realize this and get on the long-term train, it's going to cost you more money. Promise you. Again, and now this is going to relate to some of the other stuff. Bro, there is good things in this world, and there is good principles. But you gotta follow the train, dude. You can't be trying to get on two trains now. And you can't insist on staying on the wrong train thinking it doesn't cost us more money to get back home. That's why I'm saying, bro, if you think you're like, man, I think I'm on the wrong train, call timeout. Who cares what anybody tells you, bro? Just take a minute. Really make sure. I want to go home, bro. You see my vlog? That's what you know how much I say that? I love it. I do. I just want to go home. I can't wait till I go home to heaven one day. I just want to go home, bro. I love home. Big fan of home. You need to find home, bro. I hope you value it. But the longer you're on the wrong one, it gets worse, bro. You have to pay. And that's what reminds me of this part, man. Is that it's one thing to stay on the wrong train. It's another thing trying to get on two. Like we were just saying. Because you can't. Like the first example analogy hits because it's real. That's so realistic. You know, but there's no such thing as a human getting on two trains at the same time going in two different destinations. That's fairy tale, right? But why do we do it? And now here's my problem. I've done this. That's what I'm saying. Every time I know the truth and I take 80% of it and I kind of fade a part of it, this is my mistake. We need to stop trying to take the qualities and leave out the responsibility. Do you understand? I see this all the time. I've done it myself all the time. It's like, oh, yeah. Like literally, I think conservatism is a great example. Because there's a lot of principles that are like good, and there's some I'm like, nah. But it's like, dude, you want a certain outcome. You can't just cherry pick the things you like about it and ignore the other responsibilities. You can't take one good idea of something you like and then leave out the other stuff. It's a joke. Do you know what it is? This is our problem. As a generation, a lot of us, we want to be leaders without the responsibility. We want the good things without the responsibility. Literally. You know how many people have ideas about what we should do with our community here in this channel? There's a lot. But not everybody takes the responsibility. Not, okay, go. Put your money on it, damn. All right. You deal with it. Deal with the love, the hate, this. You wake up and do it. Again, you want to, well, I like the teachings of this, and we like the love, but no, we think, what are you saying? You are trying to take the leadership without the responsibility. It doesn't work. My brother, this is what I'm here to tell all of you. All of you are leaders, and you can be a leader. But you must lock in and be ready for the cup, the responsibility. Do you understand? I would be failing you as a PHILO, whatever you want to call me, because that's why I was getting mad. So I'm telling y'all need to pray. You can't stop at just me. You don't get it? Because you can be a leader, but you need to develop your character and responsibility for it. You need to handle all of it so you can get the good. But not, oh, well, I like it. It feels good. Oh, I like that. Oh, I like hearing that. And then no responsibility. Then no application, no accountability. What are we talking about? So, I want y'all to tap into your leadership. One of my favorite books, Leader with No Title. That's what's beauty is like, dude, it's so great because when you realize this, it's powerful. And a lot of you guys are leaders by nature. Some of you are more of a leader than you realize. You know why? Because you do all the responsibility, but you ain't walking around. You see what I'm saying? That's the difference. There's people in this world that they want the leadership and they want to be the leader and they want to do all of it and they want to lead, but they don't want the responsibility. They're lazy. And then there's people that do all of the responsibility, have all the responsibility, but they're not seen as the leader. You don't think, it's Robin Sharma. Go read the book. It's a great book. But he talks about being a leader without a title and talks about how you don't have to have a position to be a leader. It's amazing. It's a good thing, and I agree. But now we have to fight it against this temptation to be the leader with no responsibility. I've seen more of this in the last 5 years than anything. That's why people get so mad about how I conduct things. And they're like, I want this. I'm like, bro, if you can't tell me to lead if you don't do responsibility. And then again, some of you guys you live in responsibility, but you are not going and leading. You need to. Some of you at your jobs, your careers, you're the one doing it all. You deserve it. Again, we actually don't deserve anything, but I hope you understand what I'm saying. Those who handle the responsibility, those who actually are locked in and taking care of it, those are the leaders. And I need you all to tap into. That's what I've been saying. Lock in. Bro, if you could handle the responsibility, you could handle the blessing. I would even argue if you could handle responsibility, you're just building out for the blessing. But make no mistake, don't fool yourself. You can't handle responsibility, you're not going to handle the blessing. I promise you. I've been there. I've been on both sides of this equation. I tried to lead without responsibility, and I've seen what happens. And then I've been responsible and I've handled it with I don't care what you give me or not. And I've seen what happens. You got to start tapping into this. And honestly, and next time you feel entitled to something, weigh it against the responsibility that you handle. Because that's how it will operate. And just remember, the more you could be responsible with, that's the more you are proving you can handle. To anybody, an entity, a human, or anything. You could handle a little, you could handle a lot. Everybody knows this. So above all else, chat, get on the right train, figure it out, and figure it out early, and stay on it. And if you ever feel you're on the wrong train, go back home before it costs more money. And no matter what, I think you guys are leaders. We all are. But it's not off of the fame. It's not off of the admiration. It's not off of a title. Or it's off of you. And handling things and doing it without being told. It's amazing. And if you have responsibility and you've handled it well, then this isn't the time you fall back. You should be expecting more. And if you haven't handled your responsibility and it hasn't been taken from you, amen. For God is merciful. Lock in now. You still have a shot. And if it was taken from you, get the responsibility back. You'll get whatever back. That's it. But it's key. We must handle ourselves, have a high expectation, and we will expect things. But that responsibility is important. And that's what I'm saying, even on what train you're on. That's part of it, bro. I'm expecting the leader to turn around. I forgive the leader if he took the wrong train. I don't forgive him if he stays on it for 5 years. You know what I'm saying? Oh, I hope they feel me. I ain't going to get mad at you if you got on the wrong train. That's not everybody makes mistakes. Right? But the question is, why didn't you get off of it? Serious. And if you're on a train right now and you're like, this isn't good for me. This isn't good for my life. Oh, I hate this. Oh, this again. Why are you still on it? You know what I'm saying? Why are you still on that train? That's the question. Nothing else. It's not, oh, you made a mistake. Oh, you're stupid. You're smart. It's like, well, why are you on the train? But no matter what, man, I understand this, and I hope you do too. But this isn't easy, dude. Okay? I get it, guys. Believe me. And I know saying this, dude, responsibility, leader, dude, this shit's heavy. I understand. Dude, it's not easy being a leader. It is not easy handling responsibility. God, man, one day you're going to realize it too. One day you're going to be the guy who handles everything for everybody, but then what? You still got to handle you. Think about it. It's hard. I get it. And I know these are the things where you hear it. It's like saving money, pay your bills, and you hear it and you kind of just want to ignore it and move on. You know what I'm saying? But no, it's real. And I know it's deep, and I know it could stress us out. That's the devil. The devil is a lie. Don't be stressed. Like you said, be anxious in nothing. Whatever has happened out of your control, it's done already. But there is things you can control moving forward. And you are expected to do that. So go about it with a calm, cool, collect, be peaceful. But yeah, you'll be good, bro. So, perfect timing. Because that was all I had for you guys. So, I really hope y'all enjoy it. And bring it to life. And I'm praying for y'all. All right, man? And like I'm saying, just, you got to have a little faith in finding yourself. In letting whatever happen, bro. Like, trust me. You got to find it for you. And once you see it with your eyes, bro, that's it. You need to go through the experience. Because I'm telling you, man, you hear me. You hear me with a lot of things for many, many years. I've seen shit, dog. You know what why do you think I don't listen? I don't care how much money somebody has with this or that, because I've seen it with my own eyes. If I have faith with things I can't even see, imagine the things I've already witnessed. That's why I'm like, I know. And because once you see the dark pit, dog, we don't have to talk about it. You'll know what the light is. But if you never get to that, you'll never really know. So I'm rooting for you and I'm praying for you, bro. But if it's out of your control, no worries. But you'll be good. You'll be good and it's going to work out. But I'm excited to see the version of yourself that figures it out and that learns and all of this. Dude, Boeing, he's the Bradley Frizzle Boeing. He says we'll have a good relationship. Norway trade, end the war quickly. But yeah, Trump's speaking right now. Bowen's going crazy. But Chad, take that one to the bank. That is your philosophy, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you subscribe. Monday through Friday, 30 minutes. I think they're ending. Yes. Oh, I thought they were ending it. Is this it? No, we already saw that. Yeah, it's this one.
We understand each other very well. I think we'll have no problem.
You think that can get an agreement?
I think we'll have no problem whatsoever with Norway.
Did you discuss a possible visit to Norway? Did you discuss a possible visit with President Trump?
We didn't, but I love it. I mean, I've been there, and it is a beautiful place. They have
But I told the president that, he is receiving us early in the term. He's welcome to visit Norway. We would like to have him, and it will be another way of emphasizing this strong friendship.
Mr. President, Norway has been a staunch supporter of Ukraine since the Russian invasion in 2022. Has something been discussed here today that may have altered your views on things?
No, we want to, very simply, I have no allegiance to anybody. I have allegiance to saving lives, and I want to save a lot of lives. A lot of young people, mostly young people. It's the war. It's the soldiers. And if we can do that, also, as you know, I got started because the money that's been spent on this war is insane. It should have never happened. And it would have never happened if I were president. But Biden spent $350 billion on this, and it's a shame. And that's what got me involved. And then I looked at, and I see the results. It's horrible. It's a killing field. 5,000 soldiers a week on average. And we want to stop that. We both want to stop that for a lot of reasons, but I would say that is my number one reason.
Do you continue to Russia, that we will get Russia to accept a deal that also Ukraine and Europe is willing to?
I think so, yeah. I do. I believe they will accept, and I think we're going to get this over with. I hope so, soon.
Mr.
You continue to lack support from NATO allies in your goal of obtaining Greenland. How will you proceed if you don't get that support?
Well, Greenland's going to be interesting, but that's for another day. I think we need that for international peace.
What are you expecting of your allies?
And if you don't have that, I think it's a big threat to our world. So I think Greenland's very important for international peace. Yeah, please, go ahead.
Mr. President, this morning in Truth Social Post, you used the words, Vladimir, stop. That seemed like a slightly different message, a personal message. What is your level of frustration with President Putin?
I didn't like last night. I wasn't happy with it. And we're in the midst of talking peace, and missiles were fired. And I was not happy with it. That's what I meant, and that's, what it is. I assume that's what you mean.
Sorry.
Yeah.
If the bombs keep falling, will you consider additional sanctions toward Russia, or what will you do if President Putin...
I'd rather answer that question in a week. I want to see if we can have a deal. No reason to answer it now, but I won't be happy. Let me put it that way. Things will happen.
Mr. President, why are you not putting more pressure on Russia? I know a lot of Europeans...
Putting a lot of pressure. You don't know what pressure I'm putting on Russia. They're dealing. You have no idea what pressure I'm putting on Russia. We're putting a lot of pressure.
Can you maybe tell us that?
We're putting a lot of pressure on Russia, and Russia knows that, and some people that are close to it know, or he wouldn't be talking right now. The Prime Minister understands that better than anybody. He wouldn't be talking right now.
Those 5 front-run plays are the same price.
We're putting a lot of pressure.
So the idea is working.
We're going to find out very soon.
So just wait, but that little FOMO is still kicking in.
And you have to have
every time he's talked today, it's went up. Nobody has had any negative reaction.
I do believe they
and then last comment was China talks. Anything higher from here just turns into FOMO. That's it. Like I said, danger zone to the upside. People are going to turn into crackheads.
Some territory to win peace, among them Crimea. Do you stand by that? And I know that the former NATO General Secretary today has told you that he does not agree, and he believes in territorial integrity of the Ukraine. How will you deal with that with your allies? And do you stand by that Ukraine have to give?
Former Secretary General happens to be right here, so they can't put words in his mouth. He's been a great general, frankly.
Yeah, Palan 107.
You're a general. But he's been a great Secretary General. We had a tremendous relationship, very successful, and I think he could speak for himself. He's right here.
But do you still agree that Ukraine have to give some territory away to win peace?
Well, it depends what territory. They've been fighting. They've lost a lot of territory. And we'll do the best we can. Working with Ukraine, we'll do the best we can. But they lost a lot of territory. When you say Crimea, that was handed over during a president named Barack Hussein Obama. That had nothing to do with me, Crimea. That was 11 years ago with Obama. And they made a decision. There wasn't a bullet fired. There was no fighting. There was no anything. They just handed it over. Now they say well, can you get it back? I think that's going to be a very difficult thing to do. That was given by Barack Obama when he was president, not by Donald Trump.
Thank you, Mr. President.
I had a long
You have
meeting,
a peace
Mr. President.
proposal that you put on the table. It's a 30-day ceasefire proposal. Your national security team presented it to both Ukraine and Russia. 2 months ago, Ukraine agreed to that ceasefire proposal immediately. Russia has not. And my question is Russia the obstacle to peace based upon that, just getting to that 30-day ceasefire?
I don't think so. I think that they both want peace right now. They're ready to do something. We'll see what happens. Complicated, very complicated. But I think they are both very much looking to make a deal. Marco, what would you say?
Well, first of all, what was put before our partners was options to discuss about things that it would take to end a war. This war is endable. Both sides just have to agree to it. We've shown them a pathway forward. We've discussed those ideas. It was a good meeting yesterday. There'll be good meetings over the weekend. We've shown them the finish line. We need both of them to say yes. But what happened last night with those missile strikes should remind everybody of why this war needs to end. It's horrible those missiles landed. What's even worse is there are today people that were alive yesterday that are not alive today because this war continues, and the president wants to stop it. And everyone should be thanking the president for being a peacemaker and trying to save lives. That's what we're trying to do here. It's not our war. We didn't start it, as you know. But we're trying to end the dying. We're trying to end the destruction. And we've shown the path forward. We can see the finish line, but both of them have to get there. We're going to do everything we can to help them get there, but they have to ultimately say yes. Both
and we are using a lot of pressure on both. You know, if you think we're just in there because we're nice people, and we are nice people, but we're using a lot of pressure on both.
What concessions, Mr. President, into your national
Harvard is looking to sell $1 billion of private equity stakes.
To the point where you're closer to peace.
Stopping the war, stopping taking the whole country. Pretty big concession.
Mr. President, if you are going to take down the tariffs,
Hey, you're still melting up, you guys. This is one of those levels I told you from the AM.
Buy more?
This is big, you guys. New high from even the other day.
You don't need skis. You don't need skis.
Yeah, bro, we're above.
Either, right? Yeah,
you have hit that level.
We just
remember I was saying 545, 70 to 90. And then 549 is the next one. But this is the freak out, one baby freak out point. We're not there yet, but it's going.
You can't do better.
Really? Not even by
out of the monies are not moving.
Give us some additional
so I'm glad we did what we did.
You can't do much.
So literally, I took the front run because it was out of the money. I didn't want to put a lot of money down on it. And it went up. It went up higher. We took our profits. But look, that play is still the same price. Out of the monies are not moving. You're still moving really slow. So keep that in mind, but we do have 2 hours left.
About it, but I can just say he wants to see people stop dying more than anything else, and he'd like to see it end. He's going to help us end it.
Mr. President, can I say that to move towards an end of this war, U.S. engagement is critical, and President Trump made that possible. That is clear. That is obvious. It's really happening. Now, the important thing is that both parties have to know that they have to deliver, and they have to feel the pressure to deliver. Ukraine is under attack. They are defending themselves. Lives are being lost. And we believe very firmly that there needs to be a ceasefire, the initiative taken by the U.S. Some time ago. It needs to be respected. And then to move on to something which both parties can own. That is the complicated part in such a dramatic war. And here I believe Europeans and Americans working together, as we do much closer now. And I salute the team of President Trump of being, open in that process. We had a good discussion on this today, and then we have to move on, and we cannot lose time because this is too much drama happening. One thing is people losing their lives, but it is a bad thing for Europe, and it's a bad thing for the world to having such a broad conflict going on.
Yo, Intel candle's getting crazier.
Ukraine.
Mr. President, follow-up question.
Mr. President, I forgot my question. I wanted to ask about.
It's all right. Sorry. That happens.
It happens sometimes. Yeah. No, Mr. President, I wanted to ask.
So Intel, Alphabet, T-Mobile,
Zelensky has said that he wants more Patriots.
Skechers. Those are like the only ones I think.
So far, has been
the rest I don't really. But I think Intel CEO or not.
If the United States decides to pull out of negotiating for peace, trying to broker peace, does that also mean a no on Patriot missiles, a no on sharing intelligence with Ukraine?
Let's see what happens. I think we're going to make a deal. And if we make a deal, that'll be wonderful. We won't have to worry about your question. You can ask that question in 2 weeks, and we'll see. But I think we're getting very close. The Prime Minister feels the same way, and we'll hopefully not have to answer.
No, I gave up on my CEO ambitions.
Norway is the third country to be officially invited to the White House after Liberation Day. Why did you invite Norway so soon to the White House?
Because I like them. And I like your Prime Minister, and I like the way your government runs. And I respect the King.
I like him.
He's highly respected in Norway. It's a great thing. Not an easy thing to do. He's done a great job. Yeah.
Would you like an invitation to visit the King?
Absolutely. You get me that invitation.
I just told the president he's welcome to visit Norway.
President Trump, first like park
you said before that you like the Norwegian Petroleum Fund, and I'm wondering if that has been up for discussion today, the way that we infrastructure are running and whether.
Well, this fund was created in the late 1990s to save for future generations the income from oil and gas. Norwegians should continue to work as hard, dedicated, innovate and move forward, despite having these incomes, which we happen to be in the period of our history where we can harvest, and we have transferred that into investments, half of them, by the way, here in the United States. So I think this is a model which we have been able to explore. If we can share experiences, and we do with our colleagues in the US, you never copy this one-to-one, but there can be techniques and way of working that we have used in organizing our fund. Jens Stoltenberg was the finance minister when the first dollar entered that fund. So he is a safe hand to have as a finance minister today. What do you say?
No, and as you said, Mr. Prime Minister, we are ready to sit down with the US to also work with them on if they want to establish a sovereign wealth fund, because we have a good experience with our fund.
Yeah,
and
there it is.
I think that one example of how we work together with the United States is that half of the
That's
fund,
why he likes them, bro. I told you that from fucking 7 in the morning.
Are invested in the United States, mainly in equity, but also some in fixed income, including government bonds. So
I think that is, it's good news, but it was kind of the subtext to all of this.
Expressed by the strong investment of the sovereign wealth fund. Then just briefly on
bonds
Ukraine,
may be getting a bit off that. Think about it, they buy bonds.
An extensive discussion about Ukraine, the path forward to peace. And as the Prime Minister said, we commend the US for pushing forward to try to find a negotiated solution. At the same time, we need to continue to support Ukraine, and therefore I'm proud that Norway has actually tripled the military support to Ukraine. And this year we will allocate close to $8 billion to Ukraine. That will strengthen them and also their hand on the negotiating table.
If I may add to that, if there's a peace, and there will be a peace, we have a common responsibility in securing democratic Ukraine for the future. And the best security guarantee they can have is the ability to defend themselves. And we are investing in that.
Mr. Prime Minister,
Mr. President, as it relates to tariffs, Mr. President, when you unveiled your reciprocal tariffs on April the 2nd,
any of these questions could move things. Keep note.
15%. Based upon your conversations that you've had today with the Prime Minister, do you see that tariff rate coming down from what you proposed just a few weeks ago?
Well, they have a great fund of $2 trillion. It's a big fund. And they don't have any debt. So I think they'd probably be willing to pay us more than that, I hope.
Are the two nations in agreement?
Mr. President,
yes.
In 2018, your former Secretary of State Mike Pompeo called for an end to Russian occupation of Crimea. Why has this administration changed its stance on territorial concessions for Crimea?
Well, the war started. It would have never started if I were president. This is a war that is horrible. All wars are horrible. This one is.
Yeah, maybe it was
bad.
Norway buying the bonds.
I don't know that you can ever say there's going to be a winner to this.
But then again, the bond, like all these like theories,
not only soldiers,
it's no evidence ever. Like that's the problem. Whether it's selling or buying, we don't know. There's not really evidence of anything
it would have never
drastically different.
Zero chance it was going to, and it didn't. people say, how do you know that? Number one, it didn't happen. We never even discussed it. I would talk to Putin about it. It was the apple of his eye. Ukraine was the apple of Putin's eye, but there was never even a thought that he'd go in. And I think he understood that I would not be happy if he did. And it was only when I got out, and when you mention what happened to Ukraine years ago under President Obama and a vice president that was also president later, unfortunately for this country, what happened is large chunks of land were given up, and it was called Crimea, and that was a big thing. That was a big moment. But
2014 saw oil's first dip.
This is a war that Biden was president when this war happened. But I'm trying to put out the fire, and I think we'll be successful. And if we do, we're going to save a lot of lives. Otherwise, and the Prime Minister had a statement. He said, this is just a point in time. We're very lucky because this is a point. And if this doesn't happen, this could go on for a long time.
Mr. President, will you have meetings with other world leaders when you're in Rome, sir?
Future Democrat president?
I don't think he will. I think he wants to make peace. I think he wants to end it. And I feel pretty confident of that. But we're gonna know pretty soon.
Why is that Valet or Valero? Valaris?
Will you have meetings with other world leaders when you're in Rome?
Yes.
Palantir.
Which leaders do you want to meet, sir?
Now Shopify.
Well, I'd like to meet them all. That would be nice. I'd like to take care of all of them. But we have many of them there, and they all want to meet. They want to meet about trade. And we are making some great inroads and great deals. You might want to speak about that, Mr. Secretary.
We had a very successful bilateral meeting with the Republic of South Korea today.
That sounds like the Grinch.
Yeah,
I know the Grinch when I hear him.
And we will be talking technical
South
terms
Korea
as early as next week, as we reach an agreement on understanding.
Did you just say China as early as next week?
South Koreans came early. They came with their A game.
Or Japan next week.
If they follow through on that.
President Trump, you're around the other
Do you think?
Yeah, no, not important. Korea.
Do I deserve the Nobel?
I was like, what?
Well, maybe for
Korea.
the Abraham Accords. I don't want to get ahead of myself on this one, but they say for the Abraham Accords.
Sorry.
And by the way, speaking
I
of
swear
that,
he says,
it's a
Grinch, that low blah, blah,
countries
blah.
want to come into the Abraham Accords. We have 4. And Biden did nothing on that one, too. It's the same 4.
Yeah,
they're great countries, and they were brave doing it, and it's worked out very well. And we're going to be filling up the Abraham Accords.
China will optimize inspections and monitoring for lithium exports.
Could you say something about that?
There's great, enormous opportunity to grow the Abraham Accords. But I would just point to one thing. Of all the leaders in the world today, no leader is working harder to prevent wars or end them than President Trump is right now. That's why we're talking to Iran. That's why we're engaged with Ukraine and Russia. It's the desire to prevent these wars from breaking out.
Amazon too, bro.
Already. And again, I just think it's tremendous for our country to be led by a president who desires to bring peace and establish peace and protect peace. So it's hard work.
Mr. President, Marco just mentioned something that maybe we should talk about for just a second, if we could, Mr. Prime Minister. And you're involved in it too, because you've been involved in the world and peace. But I think we're doing very well with respect to Iran, and we're having very serious meetings. And there are only 2 options, and the one option is not a good option. It's not a good option at all. And I think we're doing very well on a
Lakeland. Isn't this the protection wear?
But that one,
why is that thing
moving? A lot
moving?
of things, I will say, but that one is well on its way. We could have a very, very good decision, and a lot of lives will be saved.
Mr. President, on the economy, there was a slowdown as it relates to home sales in the month of March, the slowest pace since 2009. Is that an economic indicator, and perhaps the
you
Treasury
piece of shit
on this as well? Is that an economic indicator that concerns you about the broader U.S. economy?
No, they had very good numbers on housing today, extremely good numbers.
Yeah, what is this guy saying?
Despite interest rates, because if you look at what happened,
he'll bring up existing home sales and then ignore the fucking
energy just
monster new home sales.
Cents in a couple of states, it's way down. Energy's down, and we're about $64 a barrel. When I came in, and we were looking at $89, $90, $95. And by the way, that helps us solve the war too. Having those energy prices is a big a big incentive for Russia to also agree with solving the war problem. Groceries are down. When I was with you 2 months ago, you were complaining about eggs. I said, I just got here. I was here for about a week when the press started saying about eggs have gone through the roof. I said, I just got here. Tell me about eggs. And they happened. They went through the roof and you couldn't get them. So we just had a big Easter egg hunt at the White House. Thousands and thousands of eggs. And the price was down 87%. So
it was so cheap. I had an Easter egg hunt for a fraction of the cost.
We should lower interest rates.
I'm telling you, those eggs are low. Low eggs.
That's a smart thing to do. Be ahead a little bit, although already it's a little bit late. But in the end, we just have a great country. We have a very strong country.
A great country with low egg prices.
I can't think of one country that
Make sure you
want
mention
to negotiate a deal.
Netflix.
Wow. We either negotiate a deal or we set a deal that we think is fair.
Price, high price.
Because we don't have to go through all of these. It would be physically impossible. You know, you have so many people that really understand it, which is a very small group of people here. And we are going to, at some point, just set prices for deals. Some will be tariffed. Some treated us very unfairly. They'll be tariffed higher than others. But we've been ripped off for many, many years. The United States has been ripped off like no country probably in the history of the world has been ripped off for 45, 50 years. And countries have gone rich by doing that with the United States. We've taken care of their militaries, and military is another subject we talk about. We're not going to make that subject to any of the deals. But, you know the same countries that I do where we virtually take care of their military.
All right, hold on. So you guys were telling me about, I'll keep it like low.
That sat at that beautiful desk
I love it when he points.
Because those people
but here's the deal.
Didn't do the job for this country.
Are you ready?
And they let us lose $4 billion.
He said at some point we'll set price for deals. Some will be tariff. That's not bad. That means there is another off ramp. I'm surprised Mark is not reacting too much to that. Why is O dying?
So, but I don't blame any country, not the worst of them. We were abused by countries. I blame the president of the United States that happened to be sitting when these deals were made. Disgraceful. When I was here, we had a great 4 years. We had the most successful economy in the history of our country, my first term. And we were very tough on trade. And with China, as you know, they paid hundreds of billions of dollars in tariffs. But nobody else ever did that. China paid not 10 cents to any other president.
Damn, bro.
But not only China, virtually every country got away with murder. And we just can't let that happen.
Mr. Govet.
Thank you very much, everybody.
Okay, it's over. Well, I was going to tell you two different things. But yeah, this is where, dude, some of y'all just, I go through the Chad facts. And, legit, y'all don't say anything in the Chad until it's Trump. It's so I don't know. I think you guys like being here because you catch it every time. But at that point, we got to find, I don't know. Maybe can you save these comments for another channel? Because, literally, I just went through, dude, your Chad facts is only Trump. That's it. Hey, I've only commented in the Chad if it is on Trump. Not a play. There's not even a hello, a good morning, not a thank you, not info. It's every comment every day is only about Trump. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm trying to gently call it out. I don't want to just ban y'all so we could get some good changes, Because like I'm saying, just put it in another channel. Otherwise, why, It's just not, because I feel it. I mean, again, I try my best to express for all of you and give you guys the news, but this is exactly why I've been saying, and if you guys want a time where we could get non-members only for everybody, we got to work on this, because, I think there was maybe 100 gifted memberships or something today, but and like I'm saying, just at the end of the day, it is, I'm not trying to call it out negatively. I hope you realize that. I hope that instead of me clapping back and banning you, I hope you can give me the same respect I'm giving you. Because I am not just trying to beef for no reason. I'm down to beef. I don't care. Fuck you, Bloomberg. But, at the end of the day, I think some of you are good-hearted people. And just at the end of the day, it's like, we'll get the stocks and lock in. But at some point, from an outside view, I'm just telling you that if you're only engaging on that shit, then, come on. And I hope I could help you in other ways. But fuck you, Bloomberg. Because they did this to people. All of them, I don't know, man. Full-throated super MAGA fan right there. Nah, I get you the best of both worlds. Just some of y'all got to, it's time we got to move in a good way. Otherwise, listen, I am not going to hold you. You know what I'm saying? You don't like what I'm saying. You think I am super duper biased, by all means. But like I said, just, save those comments for another channel maybe. Because you already know my reaction. But if you find a way to get through that, you'll find more value here. But other than that, I would just, interact on the political channels or interact on the places that'll probably give you more. We got more of an echo chamber here, so I don't even think your criticism is getting the credit it deserves. How about that? Yeah, Don Lemon is looking to start a YouTube career, so maybe you would fit on his channel. I have no problem promoting him if that would mean everybody's happy. They get to comment where they want to comment, and everybody lives good and wonderful. It's good. Don Lemon is biased. Well, everybody is biased. You guys will realize that. The question is, are they willing to sacrifice the truth for their bias? And there, my friends, is our problem. We're all biased. We're all biased, rational people with a self-interest. But, that's all it is. Well, get ready, because next week you will get some, and then after that, it's literally Jerome Powell and the Fed. But keep in mind, this is one of those freakout zones. So again, Watchlist, it's on this channel. But literally, we're getting on one zone. We broke one level already. And then now, if we go any higher, it just gets crazier. You ain't right. No, I got rid of my other one, but I'm actually we're going to come back to it. It's actually lower now. So I want to play it, and I made a play. But then what's it called? I just started to think about it, and I was like, well, I'm early. I think I'm front-running potential China news. So last time I got burned is when I did that. So I just took my small gain, and I was like, I'm going to play that at the end of the day. So I'm going to look back at it at close, and if I still want to get it, I'm going to get it. But if not, I'm fine. But I'm glad I did, because it overshot for a little bit, and then now that premium is lower. So I was correct, and that's what I just wanted to save money. I didn't want to lose. So, but I did like the move, but you only really got paid out on near the money today. No, I did not answer the Danny DeVito question. Yeah, I was going to say, if you guys have any off-topic questions, now is the time. But what was the Danny DeVito question? He said, would I rather be does anybody remember it? Meta is laying off employees in Reality Labs. Amen. Hallelujah. There's no reaction. Oh, $1 billion in Danny's body? Yeah. I already knew my answer when he said that. I'd take Danny DeVito's body any day. I'm already in it. You guys are dumb. What are you talking about? I'm already stuck in his body, so you're going to give me $1 billion? That's great. So yeah, I choose Danny DeVito. I got that on default settings, doc. Are you kidding me? I have a ServiceNow play. I didn't tell anybody yet because I think it's trash. I didn't even stream alert this play. I stream alerted the Frogger and that hit, but I have another one, and I accidentally bought it, and I like the idea, but it's a shitty play. I just don't want to expose any. It's too bad. It's too far out the money. Because I bought it on accident, and then it held, and I'm like, oh, shit. But it's too far out the money. But I like it. I like the idea of, I've looked at it a couple times if you've been paying attention. You got a bunch of, are you not the guy who got 80K temporarily? Coming in, would start a long term. How much should I spend going from all cash to 20? Just month by month. Don't rush it. You set a starting amount and then go month by month, and that's it. Yeah, no accident. Like, so what I did, I had two. I had an order form. So, like, I was looking at it on the option chain, and I only clicked on it once. So my order form was showing a different play. So I thought I was buying another stock, and that's why I was like, oh, this is cheap. And I didn't. I was being careless, and it was the wrong play. That's how I got it. And then I was like, oh, shit. It's not bad, but it's bad. I was like, I paid $5 for it on Service Now, which is really cheap. That's why I liked it, but it's just really far out the money. But yeah, little by little. Anything. Oh, I did my computer crash the other day. I got to send you the log report. I don't have anybody winning the finals. I hope Lakers, but they probably won't. So you're telling me we rallied because of China deal, then China said it was a lie and we kept pushing? Well, yeah, but literally today, Donald Trump said that it was a lie, that they said it was a lie. I'm not even making this up. That's so, not to mention a lot of other things, but like you are accurately pointing out, this confusion, this weirdness, it doesn't make sense. This is exactly what I said on the watch list as to the evidence of this being more of a tantrum to the upside. And I think a lot of people think you could only have a tantrum to the downside, but no, I think this is a tantrum to the upside, and it leaves people more unstable. You get what I'm saying? Because by the end of this, if we break out and more people FOMO in, and then it comes back down because all of this is dumb, oh, dude, people are going to get even more mad. Imagine if people are mad now and they would only comment about how mad they are. What do you think is going to happen if you missed out 10%? Then you miss out 15%, and then you buy in at 15%, only for Donald Trump or the media or God knows, both of them together to fuck you up and come down. You're going to be pissed. You get what I'm saying? So that is what you got to watch out for. Again, and then even if it runs up and never comes down, you still might be pissed. So this is just very uncomfortable, is what I am trying to tell you. It is very, very uncomfortable with how it is. Mm-hmm. Can we start with the stream alerts and the paid prices? No, we will not. Like I said, I was about to close stream alerts today. Literally, I went to go delete the pricing and it said all coupons will get voided. So I felt bad for the people who we just gave some coupons to. But yeah, so if anything, that's our next step in the journey. I wanted to, I'll honor whoever's on there, but I don't think I'm not trying to make it more friendly for anybody, if that makes any sense. I just think it's time we lock in long term. I don't want to influence people. And I had that talk yesterday, and that's why I was like, you know what, maybe I should just close it, call it a day, because we'll make money long term. And the short term plays are good, but there's a lot of temptation out there to make really bad decisions. And I know I could be that temptation, and I don't want to be. So that's why I'm trying to keep y'all safe. I want you to know, and there is good plays, but it's like it's a very slippery slope, you know. Like the good plays hit, but if you don't have the right sense, or you get carried away, or you just take even the one wrong one with bad discipline, it's not going to work well. So I hope you guys can understand, and I do appreciate y'all. I don't do this out of a lack of appreciation. I do it as of, I want to optimize and make it better, and I hope that, because, the longer you guys stay alive, the more houses long-term and everything we will be able to get. Knowing what you pay makes us more vulnerable. Yeah, but it keeps people out too, though. That's the thing. Because now, when the spreads are wide, it's going to make you think instead of like, oh, I could try to get it here. That's all. That's how it is, but if you don't like it, I mean, there's only two options, but I'm not changing anything, unfortunately. I am. I love you, though. You've been great and always supported. I wish, man. I was just saying on the PHILO, there's so many things I want to do, but I don't know. I think people will all learn and grow, make it a little more challenging, and I think it'll be a good result. Service now on June. Oh yeah, some contracts they have to run deep or not. But like I said, the service nows are weird. I like Adobe in the long term. It's a little up. And then SPY's about to break again, you guys. You're at 546. We have not been this high. Yeah, in days. This is so weird. Holy no. Is that it? Are we really right there? Yeah, bro. Oh, no, dude. Yeah, this SPY SPX is already there, brother. Holy. Yeah, dude, you're 2 points off of it. Oh, no. Yeah, so the SPY's a lie. The SPY's 3 points behind it. But, dude, the SPX is like 3 points behind it, too. Oh, yeah. Oh, shit. So, yeah, they're going to get more aggressive. I don't like it, bro. I like that my long term it went up and then we actually bought the dip, but fuck. The way this is playing out, yeah. Yeah, the SPY is I've been using the SPY because most of you guys like that. Because anytime I call out the SPX, they're like, but what about SPY? So I just been telling you the SPY, but nah, dude, the SPX is already there. I thought it was gonna be somewhat there. We're not free, we might be, but I mean this comes at a cost. You know what I'm saying? The gains are good for the long term. People feel a little better, but like I'm saying, the way this happened is very vulnerable. Yo, GES and AI on the high. My shit just broke. Why isn't this loading? Yo, GES. Guess. Is it still trading? My thing's lagging. I think they halted it. Damn it. That's going to be money. I had a second. I don't know why. I was so slow on that. Yeah, I hesitated because they moved it up and I didn't want to pay 15. That was going to hit. Yeah. I saw a move, bro. I had the chain up and everything, but no, I fucked up. I was hella slow for some reason. I don't know why I was that slow. Yeah, I didn't know what I was like, GES. And then they lagged me. All right, bro. Dude, this is big. I didn't really quite realize it because the SPX. But yeah. It might be either a buyout or big news. I don't know. But actually see. Bro, it's up 16. Damn it, it won't give me them all. All right, I'm going with a different play that will cover earnings. If you can't figure that out, then you just hate listening. You just don't want to prepare. I know MP, bro. We had a jump on the material plays. And then they all got, even that NB, I think you guys hit that one. Let's check that play. Oh, that play didn't fucking move, dude. Those little scammers. Watch Nike, watch any sympathy to clothing because of guess, but I don't know why it went up like that. And then now Nike's going, I made a play on a clothing play that has earnings in sympathy. So I'm throwing you a bone, but you got to think a little bit. Not a recommendation. I kept it small, though, too. Something you've been... Yeah, those are perfect. If it needs repairs, don't repair it and just sell it to me at a discount. Or if you do need top dollar, I'll just help you list it or put it somewhere or whatever. But, yeah, 100%. tradingfraternity@gmail.com. Oh, yeah, is there any other off-topic questions? CFTC acting chair, I'm pleased how markets performed amid recent volatility. I like Nike. I think Nike, it sucks. It's up like 10%. RH pop in. Is that a fruit fly, bro? Can we renegotiate, pump it up? I respect your offer, but no. We're not. That time is over. My favorite credit card, Amex or Chase. All depends. It just depends what you're doing to benefit off of the credit card points, but don't make the mistake of running up credit card debt to get points. It's not worth it. It's technically like max 5% cash back. It's stupid. So don't ever do the credit card shit to get the points. Don't spend money for points. Do it so that you could benefit off of spending that you're already doing and make it align, and then you'll be good. I've never been to Iceland, no. The annual fees are worth it, yeah. Uber, you get, so Amex, you get $100 in Uber, $100 in plane credit, $100 in travel credit at Uber airline, and then there's another one that you get $100 each, the lounges, and then you get one of the Uber Plus for free. Chase gives you DoorDash, but you essentially break even. If you actually use the perks, you get your money back. But if you don't, so like I'm saying, if you get a travel card and you don't travel, you're wasting your money, right? But if you get a card for working in like Home Depot and it gives you benefits related to that, you're going to love it. That's all you got to really focus on. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You get Walmart, then you'll get Netflix. Yeah, they all come with a bunch of shit. Auth is bidding for Guess. So there it is. Guess is a buyout. So keep that on watch. Oh, yo, Victoria's Secret going now. Yo, check VSCO. Guess is opened. Yeah, they won't film me, bro. Those fuckers. Did it get halted again? No, it's still going. Dude, I can't get a fucking play. All right, fuck it then. I'm going to see. I'm going to just throw in an order. See if I could get it, but I already grabbed the cheat. Look at Nike and them went, though. Where's the other one? And then you had VSCO. Yeah, they all went crazy. It's funny. That's already up 18. That's why you got to be careful. I threw in low orders, but just don't force it. Like I'm saying there, that's the thing you got to watch out for. But yeah, the other play worked. The cheaper sympathy. Oh, what? Yeah, bro, they've really worked. Oh, shit, that already went up 100%. Make it free. Literally. So the other play I made that I told you the hint on, they went up 100%. It has a 50% spread, but it's still up 100. Nice. I made it free. So it worked. That was the one. Nice. I want those other ones, bro. Come on. Yeah, I have the order in on guess. It just won't fill. They're scammers. The June? Let's see. I wasn't on June. Oh, that chain is deep. That's why I don't know. What's the see, we don't have any. Let me get more details then. Because if you're going to go that deep, we have to have an idea of price. Because I was just thinking nothing more than 20. That was what the short-term contracts were at. Make it free. You buy it, and then it goes up, and then you sell to get your initial investment back. So I spent $50 on these contracts, and then they went up where I could have sold half and got my $50 back. So I sold half of them, and I got my $50 back, and now I have these plays. Yeah, there's no details on it. Reportedly a rival bid to include a link to the report. All right, I got it. Hold on. That special committee formed a review to acquire at 13 a share by Paul Marciano. Oh, shit. So there is a proposal on 13, but that's a different one. Yeah, that's from April 3rd. No, that's good. Okay, so look. So $13 offer was on April 3rd, right? I think it's one of these. One of these days was a $13 offer, but now somebody is doing a rival bid. So that means it might be a bidding war. I think. I could be wrong. But yeah, I'm reading the report from April, but now they're saying that was from WHP Global, who made the proposal, but now Authentic Brands, they're making another one. Yeah, shares might be your best play. Unless you could get like a $5 play on. That's what I've been trying to do. Oh, yeah, I got filled. All right, I got me one. Yeah, they went down to 5. That's all I wanted. I just wanted a $5 one. Well, just be careful. At the end of the day, I'm typing this out on the stream alert. for now, like this is still all rumor. So you're getting that report and you're hearing it and it's reacting, but right now the only thing is the $13 offer from April 2nd. We need to get the details on like really what's there. And then US seeks Japan, South Korea summit on Alaska LNG. Yeah, that's the TMC news. And then SPY, bro, get ready. I think the SPY's lagging, but oh my gosh. Dude, you did it. SPX is higher than the tariff reversal. Holy fuck. So yeah, this is a spot, bro. So now, even though the SPY's not there, there's normal to lag, but usually it's not this bad. But you have gotten past, so think about it. That question of whether or not we got past peak fear, you see what I'm saying? That's what you got to kind of figure out. That's crazy, bro. Now all the guest chains are the fucking same, bro. So whatever one, I like $5. You could get 5 of them for $20. Maybe you get lucky. Not a recommendation, but like dude, they're all the same exact fucking chain now on the short terms. So yeah, and then just I don't know the buyout price. So 13 or whatever else happens. I don't know if it's a revert, bro. It's just the SPX is there. You're above the 90-day thing, bro. So be careful. This is actually like mind-boggling because the SPY is lagging, but that's it. So there is going to be a little bit. It's not. It says 100%, but it's like not. You're not going to. They're all the same exact play. So look, that's what I was telling you. It was weird, and I'm like, all right, yeah, if you could get them at 17, just get whichever one. I was saying the 5 cents, but now they're all the same. You're not going to get filled on it. So even if you're technically up 100%, but it's exactly the same. They're tweaking out right now. These are technically all these plays are garbage, and then we don't know the info. Carvana, the fuck is that? Yo, big pop. It could be everything, but even Carvana, yeah, all of them, bro. Ay, ay, ay. $5 to $75? Jeez, bro. Yeah, but all the other ones on the short term, they all just 5-10. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Yeah, but bro, you just popped everything. That was all just a pop, killing volatility too. The VIX SQs on the low. EP. I mean, dude, I guess it makes sense. Our long term is higher. Yeah, or you sell all of it after. I didn't say that. It's different. It's different. Big difference. MRK on the high. Weren't they getting clapped earlier? I want to see the long term now. But yeah, man, you hit one of the levels on SPX, but you're definitely going to have an aura. If bad after hours if it's not bad, it's just you're going to have now a little bit of FOMO aura. It's funny, bro. They're all, even on the news, they're like, well, maybe it does go up. Or you could just call it the He Is Risen rally. Oh, man. Dude, Sentinel-1, Meta, TKO, all sorts of poppers, bro. My goodness. PM. I mean, yeah, we're higher, I guess. Oh, we're a lot higher. So that's good. That's a good sign, you guys. So long-term is back above the reversal. That day you closed at 226. Right now we're at 231. So that's good. SPY's not there, but you want your portfolio to be the one leading, but damn. Yeah, we're past the 90-day. For now, it has to stay, hold, and then people will freak out for a little bit. But yeah, it's still kind of uncomfortable. I have no other way to put it, bro. Oh. Yo, they knew what I was going to do. These algos, dude, I swear to you, algos got a little quicker. I think that's the AI effect. 'Cause I'm telling you, bro, I click on it, then the price changes. It used to be I had to like enter the order and then it would change. Now I just click on it. I bought Carvana at like $8 and then or $7, and then I sold out of it, I think for a loss. And then it went up $770 or $100. Mm-hmm. Well, I was about to exploit an option chain. You'll see. If they give it to me again, I'm going to do it. You're going to hear my TD go off if they fuck up. They fucked up. That's what I was about to do. They fucked up, and I clicked on. I was like, all right, I'm about to rob them. And then right when I clicked on the order, they changed it. I was like, oh, you're lucky. You're lucky, market maker. I'm watching you. That's it. We got to keep them honest. We got to keep them honest. Lore, Loar. Yeah, at least no fake candles today. But that guess one, it didn't load up. Oh yeah, is there any other off-topic questions? We might need to free them soon. So this is your moment. You paid for this, bro. You paid for this. You got some news though, so that's good. But anything, you tell me. When am I coming to Chicago? Oh, I don't know. My dad wants me to go to New York with him. My dad's going to New York, I think, in a few weeks. And he told me he wants me to go with him. I don't know if that counts. But I do want to go to Chicago. I'm kind of down to go tomorrow. Would it be worth it if I just went for a day? I could go to Chicago for like a day. I don't have time I can't do the whole weekend. Unless I stay there and trade there that week. But I don't think I have that much ammunition. So I could only stay for a day. Price hacks for cheap plane, skip lag, that's it. Was there a specific moment which awoke your ambition? We were just poor, dude. I have no other way to put it. That's why, and in the midst of trying to be humble and whatever, I think some people miss that. But, we were really poor. I have no other way to put it. My parents did good in real estate for 2 years, and then we lost everything. And then we were foreign. So, I don't know. There was just the certain ideologies and working and like that. I don't know. I didn't have anybody to save me. I have no other way to put it. That's why I love Jesus. It's if you ever wonder why I could connect with a figure that I've never seen, because I didn't have anything else. I didn't have an inheritance. I didn't My parents didn't speak English the way some of yours do, and they don't understand certain things. So it wasn't like I only had a couple of options, bro. It was, I'm glad and I'm grateful my parents stressed education on me, but there wasn't too many options. So that's where it came from. I wanted things in life, and I knew we didn't have them. And I'd look at this world, and in a sad way, the shiny things really awoke my ambition. Because again, I don't know if you don't have things and you see people with things, you'll get motivated. And that's what I wanted things. I saw cars and houses and people. Like, I remember, I've told you guys this story, like, and this was my first, before Jim Cramer, I did have another stock experience. And it was literally one of my good friends growing up was super rich. Like, we were still poor, like driving the Plymouth minivan with all these foreign-ass kids. Like, they hated us. And this kid, he's a friend of mine, he was balling. He was on my little league team, right? So we still played baseball, but he was just balling, dude. And I was like, what? And, like, his dad would get a brand new Corvette every year. Every new model Corvette, he would get a new Corvette. They had a house, water view. This house, bro, they had like 3 people in their family, and it was 4 times bigger than my house with like 8 people in it. It was insane. So this guy, bro, just anytime I would go over and hang out with them, their house was crazy. All of it. I remember we went out once to like play, and his mom was with us, and she like gave us money to like play, right? Like, oh, go have fun. Homegirl hands us all $20 bills. That was the first Escalade I ever was in my life, a Cadillac Escalade. I was like, holy shit, this in them rap videos. And she handed me a 20, bro, to go play. Dude, we were, dog, I was geeked. I was like, what do you mean? A 20. Bro, a 20. And so all of this being said, this was my friend growing up, and I was like, dude, they were really, really rich, bro. Like, next level shit I've never seen. Yeah, that would be like a hundo, dude. Back then, that was like handing you a hundo. I was crazy, bro. I was like, this isn't real. But what do you think his dad did? His dad was a stockbroker. So by the time I got exposed to Jim Cramer, I already knew these stock guys were making some money that was not normal. Like, you know what I'm saying? I just knew there was something. As a child, I just knew, and I was like, yeah. So, but I did, and that's it. My mom, they locked me inside, and I learned. I learned some things. YouTube hides me. I know. Now I hide myself. I'm going to take that power back. Bitch. What? So yeah, YouTube, screw you. I've traded on EST a couple times in my life. It's weird. Dude, I wake up at 9 o'clock and I'm like, this is odd. Like, I don't know. I need to, like, I can't wait that long. What is this? Oh, they're playing the earlier Besant. All right, any other off topic? Because we gotta let them in. We gotta let them in. That offer, I don't know yet. No one hit me back up yet, so I don't think so. Vacation spot? Probably Palm Springs, to be honest. I do like, what's it called, too? Miami now has really grown on me. I don't ride a motorcycle, no. I think none of you should ride motorcycles. I think motorcycles are dope, actually. I used to have a pocket bike. You know that? That was one of the first things I bought my ass when I started getting some bread. It was like $300, but that was a lot back in the day. I had a pocket bike, a 47cc mixed to 2-stroke oil, bro. And I almost died so many times. But be careful. That's it. Everyone's dumb. I just don't trust people. I'm in California. I've seen stupid shit, dude. So, yeah, just be careful out there. I don't ride. But I will vicariously through you, but don't do it. You were in Palm Springs. You didn't see much to do. I'm an old man. Not really, but I just sit by the pool. I go to Maestro's. I go to Maestro's with my really attractive girlfriend, and I go tan again, and then I go to bed, and that's it. That's perfect for Palm Springs. It's just pool and laying out, and then like they have a cool water park if you're into that. But yeah, I don't. Yeah, I just chill, bro. I just chill. Yeah, that's all I do, bro. Trump, only thing he said right here was he had a meeting with China after everybody said, even China said they didn't. He said, that's wrong. SWTX. All right, man, you've had this one already. Remember, you've seen it's going to get halted soon. Any minute. Oh? U.S. grants justice 8. Did they halt that yet or not? All righty. I think I got one. SWTX. It's up 8. There's going to be an offer. I already got one. I got it cheap. I snaked that bitch. Yeah, I got a cheap one. So it worked for now, but that's going. It's up to 8. White 4-8. They didn't fill me on all of them. I only got a couple. Oh, where's service now? But yeah, remember, that one had a buyout offer the other day. That's why. Remember, we played this. We even saw it move. That one's big. You got one at 5. There you go, baby. See, I was quicker on that one. That other one I whiffed. They 580'd the chain, and then some of them came down now. Okay, one of them dropped. Dude, they're letting it slow down, though. It went fast, but look, even on but wait, if they do that in the options like the guess, they're going to break it. So watch. Let me go back to the guess. I don't think it's there anymore. I'm not going to tell you what, because once I say it out loud, they'll fix it. But yeah, no, they're not doing it again. So yeah, just watch it. Keep it small and you'll be safe. Would I rather be a firefighter or a police officer? Dude, that's tough. Because firefighters, bro, they're like intense. And they have to like, dude, you're fighting a fire, bro. What? That's so badass. And then you're like, it takes a lot of work and physical and everything else. But it's like, yeah, it's different than but being a cop, it's dangerous. So, yeah. Police, you like fight humans or fire. I don't know, man. It's difficult. Larry Fink has allocated more capital back to the UK tactically now. I'm buying up undervalued UK assets. Oh, you little liar. Well, now you're buying after you front ran it. They're literally having their best start to the year already. So just buy only the cheap UKs if you follow Larry Fink. All right. SWTX, the plays are up. The bids and asks are just going crazy there. I haven't sold yet. I'm holding. I'm going to wait. Again, 2 little offers, and then you had like moves on the premiums, and then they chilled the fuck out. Very wild. But yeah, this is already a wild day, and you've already broke out there. Oh, wait. Deal expected to be finalized as soon as Monday? Wait, what? What's the price? You're saying, oh, that's not, there's no way. It says 47 a share, yeah, but then that's it. They're all a dud. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, why are they buying? Oh, yeah, it says they were changing close to 60. I think 47. So yeah, that's a dud then. Nothing above there. If you have any play above that, I would, unless there's a negotiation, those are going to get clapped. Let's see. I think mine's going to be the same price as the bid. But yeah, spring 47. Don't buy any contract above that. You won't make money. So yeah, if you have any contract above there, it's a dud. Shares, you're fine. Shares, you're winning. You could just hold it if it closes Monday. I don't know if they'll pay you out, but you'll at least, you have like $2 to squeeze. But if you already caught the $3 there, I think that's your money. And then SPY's going down. And they trip. Yeah, that it'll work. Sometimes people don't know the info. The option chain will just keep scamming people. Like, you saw what I'm saying? They'll still trade the ones above it, but if you know the info, if you're quick enough, just get out of it. But yeah, if you have the 50 and you got out and got paid, that's all you need. Yeah. Sometimes there is moments where there could be a negotiation and like maybe it goes higher, then it goes crazy, but that you're just getting lucky at that point. But if you already know the target, then, we have a buyout video in terms of price. It sucks. Mine's out of the money, so I'm going to lose. But that's why, again, keep them small, $5 on some of these. But, yeah, I held it would have been nice, but I don't think they're going to hit. I like the guess one. I think the guess one is going to be a bidding war. But this one, if it's deal finalized at that price, there's no juice. Yeah, Phil, see, that's good. Hopefully you didn't do too many. But, yeah. 45? Well, how much did you pay for it? So how much did you pay for your 45 option? I could tell you how much you're going to make. But then if it expires before the buyout, you could lose. So welcome to option land. I haven't thought about a game. No. I wanted to give away the trip, but I didn't I don't even know what game we're going to play this week. It's already Friday, bro. My aha Jesus moment? Oh, I don't know. Just when I read the Bible for myself, and it literally, I was like, wow, they didn't read it. I just remember opening up Proverbs in college and reading it on my own and being like, what? Like, is this the same book that I grew up reading in the church? Because they read it to me different. Yeah, that little sell-off got in the way. 20. I don't know. We don't know the details on guess. So that's why. But SWTX, you know the buyout price. So that's why I could confidently say what's going to happen in this one. But this one, we don't know. But again, that one's still $5 type ass beat. Just don't push it. You'll be fine. On 45 would be 0 since you paid 2. Yeah. So I would probably get rid of it. You have more chances to lose on that than make money, but not a recommendation. But you get the logic. So you paid $2, your break even $47, so you just get your money back. But like I said, if that contract expires tomorrow and for some reason it trades out of the money, they will wipe your contract and take your money. All right. Well, let's free the chat. I feel bad. We had a lot of stuff going on there. Freedom. All righty. They are free. They have been freed. There was buyouts. There was a lot of stuff there, man. My goodness. But either way, the SPX hit a new high from the 90-day pause. This was, I still think it's slow, but it was a bigger day. We started off doing nothing, and now you got, this is what 2%, do you guys get what I was telling you the other day, though? Where I'm like, yesterday was unnecessary? Because yesterday we gapped up 2%, and then they hit a rumor, but do you see it? This is what 2% feels like if it takes all day. So don't take those gap ups for granted if you're not following. This is what 2% for 7 hours would feel like. Not gap up 2%, sell it off in 20 minutes, and then come back up and then do all of that. So pretty wild. Back to reality. Yo, the gold gravity. Whoa, he won't now, but he won't. He's so mad, but he don't. No. Waited all day, yeah. That's what it feels like. That's why I'm like, it's still slow, but it actually got bigger. It would have really got worse and less chances to make money if it was small. But it moved slow, went big, but this is what you were doing every day, but this time it took you all day. Instead of doing it on a gap up for God knows what reason, and then a rumor, then put it back down, then put it back up. I don't think the VIX, because, like I'm telling you, it gets uncomfortable to the high. So when you start running up this high this fast for no reason, the VIX isn't going to go down. Because, again, people are going to get a little nervous. This is kind of unsettling. As good as it is for the long term and chilling out after selling off, if it's not built on a good foundation, we're going to hate it. Tree City. All right. Well, we freed the chat, right? I did. Okay, let me go to the bathroom. We only got 40 minutes left. Follow me on Instagram at the Trading Fraternity. AJ's melt-up mode. And shout out to the long term. And then potential bidding war on guess. And then SWTX closing the deal on Monday at 47, I believe. So those are some of the other headlines. And then Trump did say that he spoke to China, even though everyone said, and China said it wasn't true. So that's one of the many things we've had already. So we will see. CVS kind of waking up. Yeah, I saw Walgreens going up earlier, but they chilled. So I'll leave that there, but I do need to go potty. I don't have a commercial. Come on, pizza. We need more out of you. Papa John's. What's the other one? Enviv. What about Mo? Maybe I was talking about Black China. No, not China. I said I spoke to Black China. She's a great rapper. I love her. I love Rob. Tell Rob Kardashian. Tell that family. Tell Kanye to stay away. Tell Kanye he needs some help. You gotta help that guy. It's a shame. He did make College Dropout though. That's a good album. It's a great album even. Some would say the best. But it's a shame. Come on, bro. There you go. Bam, bam.
All right, let's get a view from the sell side with our top calls, the big movers on the back of analyst recommendations. And we start off today in the banking sector. M&T, Deutsche Bank upgrading the bank to buy, though it does trim the price target to 210 from 225. Now, following earnings, the analyst is now betting that bank stocks have bottomed after hitting bear market territory. The analyst adding that he sees more upside within the
Bro, do you work for Robinhood?
Like an M&T versus the
I think you
banks,
do.
those shares up 2.5%.
Why you type that like a fucking ad?
Cadence Design Systems.
All right,
JP Morgan raising its recommendation on the chip design
Jesus.
software company. They're overweight and nudging the price target up to 325. The analyst says the stock's recent underperformance creates an attractive entry point for a stock that they view as having limited impact from trade and tariffs. The third day of gains for that stock, and we should point out it's now up about 20% from a year-to-date low set just at the start of this month. All right, let's take a look at Mondelez, a totally different story here. The maker of Oreo, Ritz, Cadbury, Toblerone, all your favorites. D.A. Davidson downgrading to neutral because of soft snacking in the U.S., not to mention an uncertain outlook for emerging markets amid global trade, inflationary, and political risk. The analyst says the recent rally in the shares leaves the stock near fair value heading into its earnings report next week. Those shares on a two-day slide, 2.6% here on the day, and those are some of our top calls. Let's stay in the food and beverage space, snacking, if you will, and maybe what ails Pepsi could ail Mondelez as well. PepsiCo fizzling after the food and beverage company missed core EPS estimates in the first quarter and lowered its profit outlook for the year due to tariff headwinds. The shares having their worst day since at least 2022. Nick Modi joins us right now, global co-head of consumer research at RBC Capital Markets. And Nick, I was just taking a look through just kind of your general coverage of the stock. You've kind of been neutral on this stock for at least the last 4 years or so, and I see you've ratcheted down your price target little by little over the last couple of years here. What did you learn out of the report today that would make sort of any meaningful change in your view of this company?
Yeah, I mean, look, nothing I heard today really changes much, right? We were anticipating a lot of weakness coming out of their snack business, which effectively is their largest business. And certainly then some of the macro uncertainty in many parts of the world and also the tariff risk was also had to be contemplated for, right? So I think this is kind of the theme of this earnings season for many of the consumer products companies, right? And we've seen Procter lower numbers. We've seen Kimberly-Clark lower numbers. I mean, it's happening across the board. The only anomaly has been Keurig Dr. Pepper so far, and the stock is obviously has done well as a result. So at the end of the day, I think there are a few things that are plaguing Pepsi that they need to really work through. And I think the biggest one is that They took a lot of pricing on snacking. Lower income consumers, middle income consumers are under a lot of pressure. That's really hurting them, and they're losing market share as a result as consumers trade down and move to other brands.
So what do you see, at least in the short term, Nick, as any optionality they have to sort of protect the bottom line, to protect margins, if some of the more dire scenarios that they laid out when it comes to tariffs and economic weakness does play out?
Yeah, I mean, they're in the middle of a big restructuring where they're combining certain divisions, and they reorganize their whole P&L, so we're going to have to rebuild their model as a result. But that's going to create a lot of productivity, right? So effectively what they've done is they've combined their North American beverage business and their North American snack business together. And so that's going to allow them to kind of streamline, take out costs. But these things take time, right? And so you don't just announce a restructuring, then all of a sudden start accruing the benefits. That will probably start happening in the second half of the year. And so, there's going to be a gap, and that's probably why they have to bring their numbers down.
Yeah, man.
I want to talk.
Nah, yeah, I don't care where you guys work, dude. I don't. But if you try to come in here subtly and, promote and shit, I don't fuck with that. And then you become a target. So, yeah, that's it. Don't do the little subtle promotion things or whatever. And maybe you guys are well-meaning, but I don't want it. So I will see you guys at the end of June. And it's okay. That's it. But, come here together as a community. Leave your job out of it then. And don't try to use it for a different gain. That's the problem we have with certain things, man. Everybody is, it's kind of grimy, We don't like it. Some people do. They don't look down upon it, but I do. And I will not tolerate it. And maybe I'm wrong. I could be wrong. But out of the abundance of caution, I'm going to rather err on that side than not. You know what I'm saying? Because it means protecting thousands of people from people trying to snake their way in and use goodwill and other things to sell things. And that's, like I'm saying, you could get it all for free. You don't even buy the stream alerts. But if you're going to start buying other shit and get sold on other people's shit, you might as well then, because I can tell you where it comes from. So, yeah, that's all I expect. But, yeah, man. 30 minutes, your long terms are back up. I don't know if, dude, I think the VIX example is great. The VIX isn't going down as much, bro. The VIX isn't going down as much, and I think it's getting wild. You can't even buy the stream alerts, help a EU brother out. Well, don't worry. Eventually, everybody won't be able to, but you know what you should do? You should write a letter to your congressman in Europe and ask him about tariffs. Oh, shit. So that MSTR was a bad play. That one was my big loser this week. Because I had those. They had a little bit of value, but I didn't sell them. I like the crypto, but you could use a digital phone number. You can't. He's lying to you. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't, but please don't. Because then you're just going to waste our time. And then you're going to want a refund, and then, you know what I'm saying? Just don't. It says we don't do it, so don't. It says it on there. You're just assuming, yeah, that's why assumptions are bad. Ask Reacher. You gotta ask Reacher. Don't mean it. I don't know if Dollar General is a good play. They've been kind of running up. Their earnings wasn't that bad. So we'll see. Rivian, the next Tesla. Okay. I know where you work. So I don't, or maybe you just got a lot of shares, but welcome to Rivian, the next Tesla. Wow. Do you drive a Rivian? I think that's a good question. I see them everywhere, bro. I see them everywhere. The actual bottom still hasn't fallen out yet. I mean, it's tough because obviously things could get worse in the economy and in the world, but then this whole 3 months, man, we just dropped so much. But no, they came up. I forgot, but yeah, they're still It looked like Pfizer. We'll see, man. You've only seen 3. Yeah, were you counting? You don't, too expensive. Well, they got good lease deals. So I remember they had one good lease deal, and then one of them was really expensive. I was like, who's buying that? So, but yeah, the EVs are great to lease. U.S. State Department, IAEA, plans to send in a team to Iran this week. Oh, no way. Like the oil? Yeah, Michael Anton and Steve Witkoff. That's check oil. When was the last time the IAEA was in Iran? I might be thinking the EIA. Too many letters. That's either the nuclear or the oil. Twitch says nuke. Yeah. So then that's not as important. But I was like, dude, I thought if they're sending in the energy company, I'm like, wait a minute. Yeah, the Energy Institute. That would have been crazy. No, Guess, there might be a bidding war. So on April 2nd, Guess got a buyout offer for $13. And then there was reports that Authentic Brands, I think, didn't they buy Supreme from VFC? Oh, I don't even think you could trade them. But they might be in the bidding. So it could lead to a bidding war. And then SWTX, the deal's going to close at 47, possibly on Monday. And then if you have any option out of the money, you lost. Ooh, Uber, bro. Are you ready? Oh, real fried rice, baby. Thank you, my friend. You could short gold, puts, GC futures, maybe MGC. And yeah, that's it. Or you could buy the dollar. That's another way, depending on the year. But, yeah. Oh, what was it? Oh, Uber. Dude. You guys. Bro, today was crazy for Uber. You know that? Can someone tell me why today is why? Uber is up 5.6%. Now, granted, the market is up today and melting and God knows what else after all the pullbacks. But, oh yeah, something happened today for Uber. Just like that other China stuff on the watch list, something happened today, bro. I'm surprised, Nova. This is your day. Yeah, yes. You guys, you're close. You're in the neighborhood. Yeah, dude. And then honestly, Donald Trump or whatever politician or intern can get this. I have a proposal for SEC changes. Market makers should not be allowed to offer more contracts than the open interest. I guess no, because anyone could sell premium. But I'm noticing, bro, a lot of those contracts, there's more asks than open interest on some of these. It's kind of odd. I haven't seen that in a while. So, like, all the buyout plays, yeah, it's just a bunch of people naked shorting the fuck out of these plays. But it makes sense, though. They are out of the money. But something's keeping it down there. Gold pop, uh-oh. But, yeah. Dude, do you realize that today Tesla said that they are testing out an autonomous rideshare program in Austin, Texas? Yeah, bro. You guys don't think that's crazy? I know it's employees, but think about it, bro. From the moment I bought Uber Everybody has always talked about Tesla and autonomous cars taking out Uber. And now you finally like get some of it and no one is. So I don't know. I guess there has been other developments with Waymo and all of that, but I'm conditioned to pay attention to that one. What do you mean autonomous vehicles running away? Oh, yeah, the autonomous vehicle, the woke mind virus, it affected my vehicles and they ran away from home. Yeah, I blame the woke mind virus and we need to save more money. But the woke mind virus caused the vehicle to run away. I'm Elon Musk. Nice to meet you. Bummer talk. What? You guys are saying a lot of. I've heard yen and then Swiss franc. I think it's an end of the day move though. I have one earnings play. Well, I have other old Intel shares from back in the day, but I do. I only made one earnings play because we played like a sympathy through guess, and it had earnings and it was related, so I played it and I made it free. But I have a couple contracts. I think if you guys are listening, Intel is very simple. I don't know the pricing. I haven't looked. I don't want to play it because I don't know. I'm just gonna ride shares, bro. But at the end of the day, you have Lipbutan, the new CEO. And like we said, Starbucks, Snowflake, and Chipotle. Or Nike. They have all had new CEOs and huge reactions. But it all depends on what they announce. So Starbucks went crazy because on the first new CEO earnings, homeboy was like geeked. And he was like pumping it and like, oh, we're going to do so good. Oh, yeah, dude, we're going to do. Oh, yeah, we have such good guidance, dude. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, we're going to do so good, dude. And he came out swinging and then the stock ripped. But then Snowflake and Nike, their new CEOs were like, well, we got somebody. We talked to Elon and the does, and we found out that it will actually be a little slower for the next 2 quarters. So we rather withhold the guidance, and then we think we could give you a better guidance. So if that happens, then it's not going to be exciting, and then it'll probably go down. So because again, Intel, I've even told you guys 2026 is kind of my timeline. But if he comes out and says, yeah, we can't give you good guidance, yeah, it's going to be a disappointment. But if he comes in speaking strong, sounding strong, start swinging, we're going to have a good time. So I think that's all you got to think about. Who else? T-Mobile's a big one today. Google is a big one today. And then I think there is one more that's worth playing, but that's it. He could sandbag, yeah. But the whole fucking stock is a sandbag, dude. What do you mean? You can't sandbag on a beach. You are the sand. So I hope, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like you've been sandbagging for 3 years now, dog. Just come on. You know you could do it. Well, yeah, that is the thing. I mean, how much lower can never mind. I'm not finishing that sentence. I'm gonna fuck it. Play Bloomberg because nope, I'm not jinxing it. That shit could go. Even though I know Wall Street's a bunch of scammers and it already sold off. No, man, fuck that.
Is that a mischaracterization?
No, I think it's fair. I think you can really see that this activity is skewed towards certain sectors. it's skewed towards certain dynamics. Tech is a fundamental driver there. Really the ability to exit certain countries, obviously realizing the difficulty of trading and managing businesses in certain geographies and moving really the core of the business or certain operations in other geographies is another element.
Dude, I've heard so many.
There is,
this is the most amount of Europeans I have heard since in like 8 months, bro. You'll be my test dummy. You've been loading up. Well, hey, man, I have shares. I have good positioning. It's not good positioning, but I have a lot of shares. But at the end of the day, it is. The calls. I'd rather wait till after, kind of like Tesla, because if it's somewhere in the middle like Tesla, because Tesla was bad, but not bad enough, and you saw it. We hit a fat play off Tesla the next day. So if I miss out on earnings, my shares will do it. And then if not, I'm gonna be pouncing on those tomorrow morning probably. So we'll see. Well, where's the Canadian dude though? I want to hear Pierre. I've only heard from Mark Carney. Now that, because when we were talking about it, you guys are like the election. And I'm like, yeah, who's the other guy? And I've heard the name Pierre, but like, dude, I've never seen Pierre. What's his name? Pierre Bolivar. Literally, you type in Pierre, and Pierre Bourne type beat comes up first. Yeah, bro, I've never seen this. He has 500,000 subscribers. What?
Who is Pierre Poilievre?
That's exactly what I'm asking!
Many know him as the common sense leader the country
needs. Who the fuck
needs.
is he?
His school teacher parents know him as the boy they adopted and raised in their modest home in the suburbs of Calgary.
So he was adopted.
His dad knows him as the son he took to early morning hockey games.
Dude, you guys, this
His
is so fucking Canadian.
Know him as the boy who used to deliver the morning newspaper.
Bro, they're like, show the pictures of him in his hockey. We played Little League, bro. We had Little League in America, baseball. You guys know baseball? The bases, and you know, they're like, they do the little hockey pictures. That's crazy. I guess. He streamed 19 hours ago. What do you guys mean?
Thank you.
He's running on Obama's slogan?
You've always been a hard act to follow. Always. You're hard as nails. Thank you.
He sounds Canadian.
Ladies and gentlemen, I don't think I've seen this many people in this rink since a Platinum Blonde concert in 1988.
He definitely has. He has the charisma.
Told me there are this many here when the Scotians won the last championship. This rink.
Oh, that's not him. Oh, because I was like, see, I don't even know who he is. Because, bro, I'm like, that guy has charisma. He already cracking jokes. Oh, I have not heard Carney say one joke the whole time. That's it. That's why I'm like, oh, he got the riz. Okay, is this Pierre? Is this your boy?
He's going to help us bring change to our healthcare system. I can confirm he's a doctor because he has terrible handwriting, and he helped me come that they're never going to be.
Jeez, where's Pierre?
Everyone else.
Is this Pierre?
Immigration system.
Why does he look like Dr. Oz? All the Canadians, this look like remixed American figures. Mark Carney looked like Powell. This guy looked like Dr. Oz.
International students that in the city of Brampton,
we're gonna tariff y'all for that.
There were literally 26
brand likeness
in one basement of one house. That's the kind of insanity that the liberal government has unleashed, particularly your local liberal MP. And we're
okay. Well, I just wanted to see the guy, bro. So yeah, I did not know, but apparently they have an election on Monday. Good luck, you guys. Good luck. Just remember, no matter what, you still have to deal with Trump. So, I'm sorry. I know some of you don't like those jokes. I know. I just didn't know, man. I didn't know y'all had it's a good election. It's going to be a big one. GEHC. I like the GE companies, but I don't. And then it's a spinoff. So I'd give it a little bit, give it a couple years, because remember, GE was doing bad, just like 3M. And then they do the little like spinoff thing. So it could be good, and usually one of the units ends up being really, really good. But at the end of the day, it's still kind of early, I feel like, even though it's been around for a long time. But yeah, I guess so. The spinoff was 2022. So yeah, spinoff plays, you give them a while. So do you know what was a spinoff play? Believe it or not, do you know who was a spinoff? One of our favorite companies was a spinoff play. It was owned by another company and then got big and then they spun it off. Yeah. Abivi. The Desert saying it wrong! I'm sorry, I forgot. Thank God I'm no longer ignorant as of today. Who would have thought? I meant Abvi, of course. How could I let that slip my mind? Oh, am I smarter now? If I am, buy a membership? No? Do I sell more memberships? I don't see any. But anyways, it was a spinoff. So, and it went up really good. It did better than most and then came down. But we bought it here. So we bought it 6-7 years after. So you could do it. It's at the initial price, but at the end of the day, I would probably give it a little bit, to be honest. But it's up to you. And then, again, let your portfolio speak to you. Nike. Yo, is that just Nike or check any of the other clothing plays? I think that's just Nike, bro. Yo, yeah, that's just Nike. Eyes. Yeah, Nike popping. Don't know why. And then Apple. And then again, remember there was that news about, I don't know if you guys recall, there was news of the China, Hong Kong stuff. Yes. Yeah, bro, and you guys remember that front run spy play? Yeah. I'm glad we sold it. Because even though you're still at the high, that play's down now, like 30, 40%. That was exactly what we were talking about. I'm glad I realized it earlier. Yeah, we got Kenview off of 3M. EXP. NATO rut. Good meeting with Trump. Says discussed Ukraine. All right, well, you only got 15 minutes. The actual headline, I do. I stream alerted it out, and I'm not going to look for it because you were late. So, unfortunately, there was one, but if you want the exact details, you got to go find it. Yet again, what's good? Momentum is good. We like momentum. Oh, I forgot. There is Google. That was the other one. Google's today. Google, T-Mobile, Intel, and I think there's one more that's worthwhile. And then there's the ones in the morning, like Abivi, but Abivi's not really an earnings mover. Unless it's a lucky one. Abivi will move big like once every year and a half. T-Mobile's a good one, though, but T-Mobile's just straight up. They're expensive. AT&T did good. Verizon did bad. So, and then Intel, most chip people did good. TXN did fucking good, for crying out loud. Yeah, what other one? Google, we don't really have big tech. Oh, for Google, watch Meta and any of the ad sympathies. Because if Google guides up or down for ad business, that could have a lot of feedback. And then not to mention even cloud, even though they're the worst at cloud. Well, dude, you're already in the highs. It's not even 10-minute rigged yet, but it's going. And again, even at close, a lot of currencies moved, but I can't believe it, dude. You guys realized we got fooled. We got tricked. And what do I mean? Because I was telling you guys the 549. You remember that? You guys remember I was telling you 549? Well, yeah, that's if you look at the SPY. But if you look at the damn SPX, we are now like 10 points above the last level almost from the 90-day pullback. So kind of wild. Quantum, I like quantum to trade if there's a big headline. Other than that, we're very far away from it. Like literally, some of these quantum companies, I legitimately make more money than them every quarter. I remember we looked at one of them last time, and I was like, dude, I made more money than that last quarter. I promise you. So they're ripe for scams and buying stuff that's worthless, but whenever there's like big quantum news, it'll move. It'll pop and give you a day, two, maybe a week, but yeah, just don't fall in love with it. I don't think this is an actual recovery. Why? Because I called this the He Is Risen rally in advance. And I told you that the environment was getting ready for something like this. We got a little freaked out when it went to the danger zone, but that was just to scam everybody, and we were even up for no reason. So, unfortunately, I've been talking about a temporary bounce from last week, but the key word is temporary. So, I don't think this is a real recovery. I don't think it will. It could turn into a real recovery. Then you're really going to get mad. That's the funny. Do you hear me? Because if this really turns into a not temporary one, you're going to get pissed. Because you're going to be like, I missed the bottom. Why didn't I buy anything? You know, literally. So that's another alternative that you got to really consider. But I've been saying temporary, the He Is Risen rally and the buybacks and how everything was looking, there could be some easing up. But at the end of the day, I'm still believing this is meeting what I was talking about last week. All of this is in line. But now we just see how long it lasts. But I'm not expecting, I don't think this is permanent. No, that's an easy answer. But if it is, we might get pissed and then you'll love the long term, but still. Bro, why are those Whirlpool plays literally unchanged? I'm doing this for you guys. I want it, but it's not moving. It's literally break even, bro. Yeah, it's stupid. That's crazy. After a day like today, I'm selling it. I want it to move. That's why I'm selling it. But I just took my money back. Break even. But I want to see. But that one, I still like it. But that's stupid. Paramount in talks with FCC on diversity. Yeah, the volume, I think, is still low. But yeah, but the point is, you're past the 90-day pullback level, which is wild. And again, even the SPX and other things are already there. So yeah, kind of crazy. Teslas. I mean, there was a lot of things, but I still think this is the tantrum to the upside, but we did have some developments today. Yeah, I'm going there. I'm seeing. I've already taken most plays. That's what sucks. I took profits yesterday, and then anything remaining has been at the same range, or I lost. I lost on my MSTR. Those whirlpools didn't move, but then the shares are up. They're not moving. Took the now. I got one in there. That's still up, but they're just nothing's really moved from the morning as much. I got rid of the Boeings. I got rid of the Baba. Got rid of BHC. I got rid of the SPY. I have the gas. Yeah. Everything is ripping, but plays are in the same range. So like I'm saying, even my Tesla, same price. Go look at those. I think the NVIDIAs might be up. Remember I sold that one early yesterday? Huh. Dude, that's crazy. Bro, the NVIDIA contract, dude, we sold out of this for $3 something yesterday. Bro, it only went up $80 and it is $3 in the money. So, yeah, that's why I don't know. The range is, even if it's generally the same prices. It just depends what you have. But my out of the money range prices, some prices were higher yesterday. Anything good, green that I didn't take profits on already, I sold it. But yeah, they expired tomorrow. That's why I sold them yesterday. So I had these NVIDIAs. I played them last week. We played them last Friday. It was on one of these. I made it free. I walked away with one of them for free. Then they dropped, and then they came back to life, and I sold out. And then it dropped, and then now, even though it's $3 in the money, right now, it's $60 higher than where I sold it. The ones with time went up, yeah, but I'm just saying for my literal exact play that I made, so keep that in mind. Well, consumer sentiment tomorrow, be careful. Like I said, if everybody is hyper-focused on it, it's not going to move us. It only causes, we have to act dumb. We have to act like we don't care about it if we want a big move. Oh, yeah, oh, such a big rally, Donald Trump, I can't wait. Oh, yeah, nothing could stop us now. Oh, yeah. Thank God there's no liberal data out there that'll cause a 4% move that I could buy penny options on. Oh, that'd be terrible. Oh, I hope they don't. Oh, but good. We have nothing to worry about. So good thing, nothing tomorrow. So, yeah, we'll see. See, that's why the long term is so fun. Because I'm telling you, the options and the trading and how everybody switches up randomly. Oh, CPI, no CPI, sentiment. But that's why. Make them pay with your long term. Because that's it. The long term will always, the long term don't get caught up in that mess. It'll go up and down, and then you buy on the low and ride. I can't believe it, bro. Long term's great. We're good now. It's actually kind of crazy. So now let me put it this way. At least for our portfolio, we are closer to the top than further from that low. So you're what? 14 grand to the top, and then you're 20 grand off the low. So you're you're just above the middle. That's why I'm saying now people might tilt to FOMO, but the SPY's not doing it, but the SPX is. That's the same. Or outperforming a little bit, but it's the same general. Again, you're doing just above that little box. Oh, shit, look at the time. Well, yeah, wrap up your earnings plays. Google, sympathies. I just went through. I was finalizing everything, seeing what we could. I'm going to hold the SoFi. That's the only one. That's what I said. I sold them for a lot more, and I got a couple left, but I kind of want to push that one, but we probably should take it. So maybe take your SoFi if you need it, but that one is going to be for tomorrow, or that's it. Actually, no. We should sell it. Oh, I didn't think about it. 30 seconds. Oh, fuck. Yeah. Oh. I'm going to sell this SoFi. And then, that SPY play. Bro, the double dip. Actually, we could just buy it after hours. Fuck them. I sold the SoFi, though. That NVIDIA. We could just buy it back when it goes deep in the money. We'll get it cheaper. Hold it. So you don't care about people, so you just tell them to hold without context? You're terrible. So yeah, I sold it because the play expires tomorrow, G. So I know you take a personal connection to SoFi, but no. Ding, 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 ding. That's it, baby. I'll just wrap up plays, get ready. I might make a play after the bell because we could still trade the SPY. So give me a second. But get ready for Google earnings. And everything else in between. Who's the other one? Intel, duh. But Chatadonia, GG. I'm not going for an Oceans. I want the China plays, but maybe I'll just wait. We could go slow. But Chad! Google's already on the high. I don't know if they came out already. But I need a GG in the chat. Thank you all for your time. And if you are going to stick around, we're going to get you some earnings. So let's see, but that is it. Google's moving, but I don't think it came out.
We did it, we made it, and these bitches hating. We did it, we made it, and
oh, Intel.
The haters complain about creators creating. Did it, we made it, and these bitches hating. I sing it,
Intel's out.
That is amazing. My dreams is accomplished, they're not complaining.
They scheming it. It's all, the numbers are in front of you. Let me get the guidance.
Ain't got me no job, but my car cost a home. Teach your ass not to judge it.
Yeah, Intel, it already looks like a miss. Remember I was saying the whole how low. Google, I don't know if Google's out. No. Intel, though, here's the numbers. What are they? Reducing CapEx by $2 billion. That's good. I just want the guidance. So that's where, and yesterday there were some issues with the guidance numbers I was seeing going around. So watch out. But either way, I still think you're in a moment where might just get real cucky the next day anyways. Yeah, let me get this. There's Google. I don't know why Tesla's ripping. There it is. Here's Google right in front of you. All right, we're going to go to that one, actually. Again, numbers are right in front of you on the wire. I just have to get you the estimate. 66.8 versus 60. Oh, they killed it? Just barely. Look bigger, though. Please hold while we connect your earnings. YouTube 8.9. I have all the numbers. I just need the guidance. All right. Oh, Intel 11.2 to 2.4 billion in guidance. They're coming out now. Intel's dropping their forward guide. They see second quarter at 0 cents. Google Cloud, it missed. They never beat on cloud. They're like I said earlier, they're the worst. So EPS was 281. Oh, wow. Estimate was 201? Is that oh, that's normal. Wow. Okay, revenue 90.23 billion. Estimate was 89.1, so they beat on total revenue. Advertising 6689 they versus 6661, so they barely beat. But that's still good. Where's YouTube? I don't know if they rolled that in there. But yeah, they beat. It's not bad at all. Cloud revenue 12.6, search and other 50.7. That was a beat. YouTube missed barely, but still good. but that's still on the lower end. But yeah, Google beat. That's what I'm saying. That's going to help out everybody else even more now. And now Meta, Snap, TTD, all of those. Yeah. Maybe Snap not as much, but even then Snap wants some. Yeah, Google's real. They beat. I mean, again, you just sold off 20 to 30%, bro. Like, and then you just found out they still make $60 billion in a quarter. So, yeah. It's 8%. They usually don't move this much. So if it goes any crazier, this is just the fear setting in. Or, again, everybody underperforming. You guys want Intel? But, yeah, that one. Then T-Mobile's out. Intel has a lot of shit. Let me read you that one now. Okay. So revenue on Intel was 12.67. Honestly, that wasn't bad, but they gave guidance of 11.7 to 12.7. So they were on the higher end. First quarter loss of $821 million. Oh, I think they could have. They were supposed to lose more than that. Not too bad. Adjusted EPS for next quarter 0. What? First quarter adjusted beat, but that guidance was terrible. No, they missed, bro. First quarter losses share was 19 cents. I don't know what the adjustment was. And then they see next quarter 0 or loss at 32, but no, it was bad. I don't think Intel was good. They see second quarter. No, that's the same one. Client revenue and cloud 7. Client cloud computing 7.6. Data center 4.1. That's really good. Motherfuck. That has to be a glitch. No, there's one really good part about it. The data center. Why the fuck, bro? They doubled up the data center. They beat on adjusted EPS, but even then, the normal non-adjusted was still a miss too. They do that every time. It's a very weird one with everything going on, but I wouldn't consider this one a beat, to be honest with you. But hey, that's on you. Google buying back $70 billion? Blech. Pinterest is probably ripping because Google, all the ad-based companies are going to rip. Google did good. Google did very good. But yeah, Intel's data centers doubled. I think that's fire. That's really good, but everything else isn't, it's not sexy. Like we talked about, you want that sexiness. Oh, Skechers withdraws annual guidance. Might not be too bad. I forgot about them. That was the one I played instead of Nike. So I bought Skechers. I only bought calls, though. Made it free. So it was like, I think we have $6 of risk. But yeah, I thought most companies, we talked about pulling guidance, but no, they're not taking that well. Yeah, every big tech is moving because of Google. Yeah, Intel's dying now. We need Justin Timberlake. I think Alphabet was the only good one, man. Who knows? What if this end of earnings season just brings all the money back to Mag 7? Because then they're the only ones with good earnings. Because it seems like everybody else is just getting clobbered right now. T-Mobile, Skechers, Intel. Meanwhile, Google's running like it's never seen earnings before. So, yeah, but they all kind of got washed. But Google did good. Because remember, Mag 7 is lagged for like 8 months, 9 months. So if earnings changes it and all the money goes back there, hot dog. Wait, what? Operating income on Google included an $8 billion unrealized gain on our non-marketable equity securities. Huh? Bro. What did they make $8 billion on? But that means that 11.2 operating income, 8 billion of it, 8 billion is unrealized gain on an asset. I don't know which one. I'm just seeing that now, though. My info, maybe. I don't honestly. I don't know. I'm like, what the fuck how they make $8 billion on what? Wait, hold on. Yeah, but operating income was 30 billion. So where it was this segment. I don't even know what segment that is. That one's really weird. It's not too bad. I thought it was a majority of their income. I said, no fucking way. No, they have more though. But still, they made $8 billion on something. Oh, I forgot about Reddit. I have a play, but yeah, that'll move up too on the ad shit. Mm-hmm. Intel. I got more updates on Intel, but please hold. What time is it? 4:11. Oh, I could have done another one. All right, I made my spy play. I just did it. So remember I told you, I did one earlier. We got a little gain, and I was like, wait a minute. I'm going to just do this later. I don't want to be too early. I've never tried this one because usually I play them intraday. I made the play after hours. You could buy spy options for a couple more minutes. So I grabbed that, and we'll see how that plays tomorrow. But I don't know. I'm not as confident, but we'll see whatever we wake up to. Intel's earnings wasn't that good. I think the data centers was great, but everything, it wasn't a sexy, like, again, new CEO. We've been waiting for a long time, but they didn't come out with the sexy guidance with the new CEO. It was decent. I like the data center. That's the only thing I like out of that report. The data centers, per my information, I'm pretty sure they doubled it. And that is a big thing. That's all we cared about. So everything else, there's other problems. But if Liputan came in and doubled up data centers in one quarter, I really like that. but I don't think that's getting enough attention, or something's off with it. Not to mention, it just wasn't optimistic. It was not, it wasn't like, like I told you, we got this, we're going to do this, we got a plan. They'd rather under-promise, I guess. So we'll see. Oh, Gilead had earnings. Well, under promise, over deliver, but remember, you're already going through a lot, and Wall Street is a crackhead. So, just like Nike, it could bring you down a lot, and then if other things get bad, it's a high risk, high reward. But if you have the patience and execution plan, it'll pay off. But then again, if you don't really got it, you can't lie about it. So you can, but you'll just get punished later on. I think that was Starbucks who did that earlier. No, I don't think I'll listen to the call. The grind. I didn't play any spy plays today. I played one, and then I got out once I realized. I just been playing individuals. This whole week, I played very few spy plays. Like I said, I got burned on a MSTR, and then that was, I think, it. There's a couple of, I think, one or two smaller ones, but other than that, individuals, keep it small. And then I make it free right away. That's why my problem is I sell too early. But my problem isn't finding a play or getting washed on them, It's just that. And again, even the one I got washed on, I should have sold it. And I saw it, and I was going to sell it, and then I let it slide, and then nope, they took it back. Adobe stockholders approve increase of share reserve by 7 million shares. Was that real on Google? I think it's dropping. I don't know if it was that big. It could have been something else. After hours is like that. Intel CFO tells Reuters the company has no M&A plans in immediate future. Would consider M&A once the balance sheet is fixed. So Intel CFO is doing an interview right now ahead of the call. You've seen that before. Wait, we didn't hear anything about TSM, huh? I didn't think about that. Oh, they're talking Intel. We're here. I'll play this, and then we'll go.
I think in the intermediate term, what really is going to determine whether Intel's successful or not is what Panther Lake looks like at the end of this year. Is it finally a better product or a competitive product with AMD, or does AMD just continue to take share?
Is there a sense here, though, that when we talk about Intel's role in all this and the idea that, you have a White House, basically a Washington environment right now that wants to see more homegrown technology, more homegrown manufacturing, and to a certain extent, Intel, certainly under the Biden administration with the IRA, Intel was kind of seen as being one of the pillars of that. Where does that stand right now? Are they still that, or do they have the potential to be that?
I think they have the potential to be that. I think it really comes down to, again, does this 18A process work, right? Because Intel didn't go bad because of competition. Their struggles all came about because they couldn't get their technology right. And so at the end of the day, they need a competitive fab process, a competitive foundry process to be a good company again. And I think we find out more about that at the end of this year when you finally get that leading edge process node that they've been talking about for 3 years integrated into products.
With regards to sales going forward, and I thought it was interesting in the press release, they kind of gave a nod to tariffs and the economic uncertainty associated with that. And of course, this is a company that probably has more exposure from its end users more than anything else. Is there any sense here that things won't necessarily be as bad as maybe what the drop in the stock has reflected over the past few weeks and months?
Yeah, so I think they have a difficult Q2 and Q3. The tough thing from my perspective is You talked about pull-ins. Clearly, there were pull-ins in Q1. I think there very well may be pull-ins in Q2.
The wicks were up to here, not to here. Most of them were back up to the zone.
How much their guidance looks at
they were telling us
benefit they get from pull-ins in Q2. Like, have they fully accounted for that? But having said that, behind the scenes, I think in desktop, in notebook, in servers, they're losing share to AMD. And so Q1, Q2, Q3, once you normalize for everything, it was always going to be difficult. And so I think that's what's reflected in numbers. Having said that, they're trading close to book. So I don't think the stock can go down that much unless people think that there's real financial concerns moving forward. And so I personally think the next catalyst is, again, that 18A process, that Panther Lake part. And if it's good,
I was scared to say that earlier.
Place. If
so
it's
good
bad,
for him.
That plays into
I was like, it'd always go lower.
Type of narrative.
Are you anticipating any sort of additional M&A, particularly divestitures, that is, out of Intel?
At this point, it's really hard to see what that they divest. I mean, certainly Mobileye, which they're running as an independent business, they could get rid of that property fully. But you move beyond that, they've gotten rid of Altera. They've parsed out, or they've closed a lot of their networking business. I mean, at this point, you really have kind of the core Intel businesses, right? You've got the compute in PCs, you've got compute servers,
eating through the electrical.
You've got what they're trying to do in AI, and I can't see them divesting their AI efforts because that would seem to be
Intel CFO tells Reuters he expects tariffs to weigh on second quarter results.
I know you're busy. Matt Bryson over at Wedbush, a closer look at Intel. Those shares down about 6.5% in the after hours trade as we await that conference call, which of course will feature the CFO and of course the new CEO and get a better idea of what his vision is for the company going forward. Meanwhile, we did get earnings out of Alphabet. Those shares actually moving higher. We know their vision. I guess the big question right now is the execution, and how do you execute in an environment that is looking increasingly uncertain? Revenue holding up, so too is the ad business, but still some concerns right now about AI as well as some of its other bets. Brent Thill joins us right now. He's tech sector leader of software and internet research at Jefferies.
Hey, yo, you got something.
Overall, Brent, I mean, this looked like a pretty good
Kevin Hassett. This was the guy who was talking about Powell and caused the shit. Market should be celebrating these moves. Bessent and myself will present Trump's priorities. Big Six meeting will be next week. Trade relation will be better a year from now. What Bessent said today is an accurate read. Many countries have asked to meet with Trump in Rome. Trade team lined up with meetings morning to night. Expect will be positive news soon on trade. And there is your after hours drama. So no crazy reaction. You got to deal with Google, but he just said the Big Six meeting will be next week. Is he talking countries or is he talking Trump Big Six? I don't know. But either way, you had that. I wanted to see. I'll keep playing.
So sort of two elements, though, coming into this earnings report, not just for Alphabet, but really for all the big tech companies, is partly, obviously, the ad side of the business, but also this idea of AI build-out and the CapEx spend and things like that. Let's start with the CapEx side of this, or AI, I should say, overall. Are you comfortable right now with what they've articulated on that side, and what do you want to hear from them on the call today?
We're really early in AI, and we just came off a Jefferies private internet and software conference where every major AI vendor was saying they're not seeing a slowdown. And so the question is, if something gets pushed, is it AI or is it non-AI? And what we're hearing is some of the non-AI components are getting pushed. Microsoft said that even in Q4 that AI was good and the other core workloads weren't as good. So we continue to see AI's front and center. Google just committed to $75 billion of CapEx spend just a couple of weeks ago at their conference. We think the rest of the industry is committed. And even if we went into a tough time, we believe that these companies would lean in and they wouldn't back off, because in the past downturn, everyone wanted more upside. Every CEO was like, we wish we would have spent more because we would have come on the other side of this with more market share. So at this point, I think we're super early, and we expect most of these companies to continue to stick to their CapEx plan. Microsoft's obviously clearly backed off a bit, but not in a major way.
What's the balance, though, as Alphabet sort of pushes deeper into integrating AI more into its products and services, and the idea that its primary business, or at least the one that we're all familiar with, the traditional Google search, there's been concern here about cannibalization of that, if not by Google itself, but certainly by its competitors.
Yeah, I mean, I think we as all consumers are using ChatGPT and Perplexity more. I use Google less, and I still have Google, and I still go back to it. But I think there is a risk, and there's emerging new solutions that are really good that we're using to start our searches. I ultimately end back at Google because you can't transact and do the things you'd like on some of these other platforms. Give it time. I think ultimately that will happen. I think anyone that's used Perplexity understands how good the user interface is. When you want something summarized, it's way better than Google. Gemini is catching up, though, and what Google needs to do is figure out how do they fuse Gemini, search, and the rest of the AI portfolio along with all their hardware and make it seamless and easy. And every advertiser is saying this, but they haven't figured that out yet. Oh. So they have to put these pieces together. We think they can.
Yeah.
Google AI. I've heard, you know who said that? My girlfriend.
The good news is they have competition. The good news is there are others that are coming after.
Bro, my girlfriend uses Gemini now because she does a lot of stuff for work, and she's been using AI. I told you, bro. My girlfriend showed me how to scrape Redfin, for crying out loud. I hit a roadblock and she figured it out, but she's been using Gemini. I'm very surprised. But she said it's like really good now, and I said no fucking way. Gemini's like, yeah, Elon Musk is a woman. No, what? I mean, so we'll see. But I have heard good things recently about Gemini. No. AI, not her horoscope. I don't have one of those. Thank God. You know what I'm saying? You know, that's it. She knows Gemini, the AI, not Gemini, the horoscope. No. I don't even think my girl knows the horoscopes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't think she could name you like 5 of them, maybe 3. But I really don't think she knows. What do you mean scrape Redfin? You either know or you know. That's it. Somebody in here is like, damn, Josh is a nerd. I am. I was saying this for end of last year. I was telling you guys about AI and agents before fucking NVIDIA made the whole thing about it. If your sister needs a Gemini, are you want me to hook you up with my sister? Listen. I'm down, okay? But I don't think I think it's going to ruin your life. I wouldn't wish it upon my worst enemy. So you've been kind of nice. So yeah, even if you are a liberal, but like still, bro, she'll turn you into a Republican. By the end of it, you're going to be like, damn, Josh was right. You're going to be like, fuck, you're going to try to get Donald Trump into a 3rd term, and I'm going to tell you that's a bad idea. And you're going to be like, no, bro, you have no idea. So, nah, you've been chill, bro. As a liberal, you haven't gotten banned. I don't want to do that to you. But, you know, that's it. I don't know. I've given up. It sounds like good character. Dude. I don't know, man. I don't know. I mean, she does have a long term, but like, I mean, because of me, but it doesn't count. It doesn't count. Damn, Skechers beat. What the hell? I didn't even look. I just saw the guidance cut. But yeah, Skechers beat, bro. So they cut their guidance, but they didn't do bad. What the hell? Yeah, is that why it's already turning back up? But I'm like, wait a minute. So all they did was cut guidance, and I think the algos and a couple people panicked. But like legit, I don't think it was a bad earnings. Yeah, dude. Wholesale missed by 200 million. Direct to consumer missed by a little bit, but still 6% growth. Asia was bad. America grew and EMEA up by 21. Margin was a 0.1 miss. They beat on operating margin. Inventory went up. But yeah, it was not that bad. They cut guidance though. No, Foot Locker is just Nike. I feel like they went hand in hand. Am I scraping there? No, I was just teaching the real estate guys. I was trying to get them involved with like AI. I gave them a good jump like 6 to 8 months ago because I wanted to show them how like I do some stuff with my work where you could just have an AI make a lot of your daily schedule easier, generate, at least at the very least, have some level of leads that it automatically creates for you to contact. So then that way you could scrape everybody has a different criteria, right? If you want to find the houses delisted or the ones that have been on for X amount of time, have it organized and populate every day, and then boom, you're good to go. That's all you got to do. Well, for real estate, that's what I'm saying, because I was trying to tell them, like, yo, we knew there was going to be an opportunity coming up, and just you got to, if you could just get in the habit of searching every day, because a lot of people are, we talk about real estate, getting into it, and then they kind of just like, you do it, you look, you're like, it's expensive. I can't find one. Oh, what the hell? And then you'll just give up after a couple days. Most people do. But it's to get in the process of like a literal routine of finding leads, contacting people, and, getting yourself inching into real estate and at least putting yourself out there to be able to find it. Find leads for roofing clients. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, you should scrape Redfin. They make it hard, though. They patched one of the methods. So I was able to do it easily, and then it worked for like a week, and then now it got harder. But you could use Redfin, Zillow, even Craigslist. Your agent for your sales. Well, that's the thing. You don't have to. I'll tell you this, even for the real estate guys, you don't have to make it do all of your work. That's what a dumb motherfucker would do. You see what I'm saying? Only a lazy motherfucker is trying to get an AI to do everything. You just want it to do some of the shit to make it easier, and then you close it out like Trevor Hoffman. You know what I'm saying? So you just want a little agent that could like organize, scrape, align them so you have something every single day. And then that way, that's what I'm saying. You could be moving. You're not going to fall behind. And if you wanted to do something daily and play a numbers game, you will be able to do it. But yeah, no, because that's the problem, and you're going to see it in the future with AI. And as you get more and more of it, is that it's going to change things, and it has helped people already. But there is going to be a portion of people that are going to try to get AI to do everything for them, and those people are going to be vulnerable to competition from the people who are adding on to the AI rather than relying on the AI. You see what I'm saying? I use it to be more places at once. I'm already everywhere. I could be in more places now. I could organize it better. I could do it faster. I could have it do it while I'm sleeping. But the actual contacting and the other, the other follow through has to be you. And you can't do that with just AI. I mean, eventually you could have it do a lot of steps, but you don't want an agent to do everything. You just want it to help you up and set you up good, and that will be very, very good. So a little AI lesson at the end for you guys. But Chatadonia, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna do what the AI can't do. I'm gonna go get my ass to the gym. See, AI don't know how to work out. He need compute power. I just need a protein and a water. So Chatadonia, I hope you enjoyed your day. I hope you are feeling blessed. But that is all I have for you. So thank you for your time, especially if you did not get banned. That means a lot. I try to help y'all not get banned today. I don't know. Some of you took the help. Some of you did not. But either way, I appreciate y'all who are locked in, baby. Nobody even got to tell you anything, dog. Are you kidding me? That's what I'm talking about. So God bless you for real. Thank you for your time. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. You have a membership, so I should see you at the Watchlist tonight. Otherwise, I'll see you tomorrow for a Friday. Let's have a good one. Go read the books, Richest Man in Babylon, Proverbs, New Living Translation, and The Strangest Secret in the World. In Chattadonia. Don't forget why we're here. Why we keep going. Why that faith, hope, and love ain't ever going out of style. And why, my friends, the longer you ride the wrong train, the more expensive it is to go home. Don't ever forget that. Why, baby, why? Finger to the sky, baby. To God be the glory, and to the grace of God alone. Amen. Amen. Oh. Wow. So, Chattadonia, you have a good one. I'll see you tonight. We got to get ready. We got to talk today, the play. We got to talk about everything, bro. So I hope you guys are ready, man. It should be a lot of fun. But thank you for your time. I will see you in the evening. And I'll give you one more. I'll give you one. You guys, you've been like, I already leaked it, and you already like it. So that's it. And then I'm just going to end it. That's it, baby. Have a good day. I'll see you tonight. I see you too. Harvest. We do. Break it. Isn't it? The big six. The laborers. We gotta bring labor back to the U.S., Josh. We gotta bring it back. We will. We'll do that. We'll do all of that.
You didn't post to play. Why would I respect that? If you lose a trade, be careful of the get back. Too many girls.
Why would I respect
really thought
that?
I meant that. Married to the money. Why can't y'all accept that? Bought Nike stock cause they asked me where to check at. Judge me how I talk, but I'm not the defendant. My will and my dog.
Feel like I am legend.
They did me hella wrong. My life great. I forgive them. Look me in my eye, but can never see the vision. Don't ask me for a lot
if you never handle little.
I ain't trying to talk, cause you know me since I'm little. That excludes a lot of y'all, so let's just keep it simple. Built my own prison walls, ignorance and blissful. Where are both sides, real life to the pixels. Pain subsides, sometimes kinda fickle. Lord's chicken in a prayer when I'm feeling in a pickle. I don't trust a hoe, cause that's too close to a sickle. If you ain't trying to roll, little bro, it's not an issue. Appreciate the honesty, it's more what I'm into. Lost too many homies, cause the pride really kill you. Never trust a pretty smile, never trust a nice guy. Do it for a little while, you'll do it for a lifetime. That's why all the little things can turn into a problem. Talk about the issues, but they don't wanna solve. That's really presidential. Check the incidentals. You can tell I'm kinda sentimental. All these fundamentals that I left you on these instrumentals, it's not accidental. I just really think that some y'all special. Yeah, that's a pep talk. 10% the best start. If you ain't got the armor, then I hope you got the Kevlar.